Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for dropping in. Everybody's coming. Everybody's coming. Thank you so much. Hi. Hello to everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land. Thank you so much for dropping by. I know you're out there watching. You can come on into the chat. You're very much welcome. Come on in. And also, let me say hi to everybody that will be watching the replay. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate your support. So, hello, Taisha, Terry, Becky, Robin, Jenny, and Jeanette. Hi, how are you? And make sure you hit that like button, Jeanette says. So, everybody, my special guest is here on here, and I will be bringing her in to chat with everybody in a little bit. So I do appreciate it. So just wanted to say thank you guys again for the support. And as usual, I like to wait for a little while to get a few more people a chance to get in. And I know people are popping in because there are going to be people coming in that normally watches me and people that normally watches Jeanette and a combination of the two. So I'm looking for a nice group of people to stop in, and we're going to have a really good conversation. We're going to chit chat, ask questions, answer questions, all of those kinds of things. Get to know a little bit more about me, a little bit more about Jeanette, and a little bit more about ArtSpira. If you've never heard of it before, I'll talk a little bit about that as well. So we have a lot to talk about. Hi, Miss Mac 2011, and hi, Kingsbury Craft. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it as usual. So again, we're getting people coming in. We got people watching, all kinds of stuff that's going on right now. So that is making me feel pretty good because we are expecting to have a good time. I've been chatting back and forth with Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Craft, just in case you don't know who Jeanette is. Um, so we are ready and prepared to have a good time and have a conversation. Hi, Jenny. Did I say hi to you? I don't know if I did or not. I'm so forgetful, but just in case I didn't. Hi, Jenny. How you doing as well? Jenny Owens. So, hi, Evelyn. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. It's been a minute. I do appreciate it. And Joyce, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Like I said, there are people that are coming in, and I know there's going to be a few more people dropping in as we kind of wait a few more minutes. Don't want to wait too long because we're on here for a while. Hi, Val. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you. Um, I guess you had a good time with all your trips and stuff that you've been taking, Val. I hope so. Just as a reminder, there is no so along tomorrow night for all of you, for Val and Becky and Robin that are currently on here, and Taisha. There will be no so long tomorrow night, but next Tuesday will be our reveal for our quilt. So put that on your calendar. I know I backed it up for a while, so now we will definitely be doing our reveal on next Tuesday night for our sew along, which was our quilting project. You'll get a chance to see all of the beautiful work that has been done and a lot of hard labor because I know I did. I did a lot of hard labor, trust me, but I'm happy with the results. And then we will be starting our new sew along project next Wednesday night. So just as a reminder, just in case you guys forgot. Hi, Arlene. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Do appreciate it. Um, don't want to miss anybody so far that has come in. Hi, Carol. How you doing? Yes, it's been a couple of weeks, but you're here tonight. I'm glad that you are because we have a special guest that's coming on in a few minutes. I told her to wait a few minutes. I'll bring her in around 8:15. That's going to give everybody enough time to come in, say hi, do a little chit chat, and then we'll be able to get started with our conversation with my guest tonight. We've been planning on doing this for almost a year. I don't know if she remembers, but it was about almost a year ago. We said we were going to do this, and everybody, both she and I, both have been busy and everything like that. So she said that she would be available tonight. So tonight it is. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? Thank you for dropping by. I'm not sure if I know you, but anyway, thank you for stopping by. Your name is a little new. I might be just forgetful, so forgive me if I'm forgetful if we've already met before, but that's okay. And hope you are all good. I am. This has been a pretty good week for me so far. Today is Tuesday, so it's only been 2 days. My weekend was fine, no big deal. Didn't do anything special. Um, did a few little projects, and I'm going to show you a couple of things tonight that I did, and it's pertaining to the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'll get a chance to show you that in a little bit. And I'm watching the clock here. I might bring Jeanette in a little bit early since I know she's here, and she just gave me the thumbs up saying she's good with that. So that'll be fine. Let me see. I'm trying to see how many people here. Don't want anybody to miss out on anything. And Jackie, you said this is your first time. You're from Jeanette's group. Okay, good. Well, thank you for stopping by and visiting me. So I'm pretty sure Jeanette will be glad to see that you're here. Now, a lot of people that are on here are from Jeanette's group anyway, so we both kind of cross paths. So I know practically everybody that comes on to me every Tuesday night goes to Jeanette as well every Friday night. I'm aware of that. So we share people. We share people. Hi, Ann. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Do appreciate. Hope all is well. So it is 8 after, and I am going to go ahead in a minute, soon as she gets settled, because I can see her. She says thumbs up. She's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Jeanette in, and let me see. Okay, this is how I want to do it. And I'm going to bring you on.
All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing, Miss Shirley?
Hey, how you doing?
You hear me okay?
I do hear you,
Okay.
but it is an echo.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Maybe I need to put some
Yeah,
headphones on or something.
I tell you that
Uh,
echo thing.
okay, I think it's
Yeah.
headphones. All right, let me go grab some headphones and then I'll be right back, okay? Because it could be that. Okay?
Okay. Well, it's when you got both things on.
Yep. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Yeah, we're gonna work on this echo thing. Yeah, Carol, we're aware of the echo and everything. So we're gonna see what we can do to fix.
We're going to try to take care of that. Don't worry. All right, let me see if I can get this headset on here. Okay, the headset is on. Does this sound better?
Much better. I don't
Awesome.
hear
Then
any.
that's what it is.
Okay, I don't hear any echoing. Does anybody else
I
hear any echoing? If you do, let me know because it sounds good to me. Okay, so and you said we're doing okay. All right, and you said love both of us on YouTube, and Jenny, you said all is good. Okay, so we're good. We got
Awesome.
it working. The next
We got
time
it
I'm gonna
going
have to
on.
remember doing the headphone thing because it does the echoing, and that gets to be irritating.
It does. It really does. And stuff. I actually learned about this trick when I was trying to do something with my sister on her channel. That's when we found out about somebody's got to put the headphones on. But it's all
You
good.
know, it's supposed to be a way where you can turn one of your devices down, but like the other night when we were doing the live the reveal on your show, I couldn't find but one button to turn down, so I actually
Oh.
turned myself down, and I was just reading your lips. I couldn't hear a word you were saying, but I said I'm going to go ahead and say what I got to say.
Hey, but we did all right, right? We
We
did
did all
okay.
right.
We did
We got
all
it to
right.
work. I went
Okay.
back and looked at it again just to make sure it made sense. And it made sense. So it worked.
Okay. Cool. Cool,
Oh,
cool, cool.
good. Okay. So
So
we're
I
here.
so I know you wanted to talk about this software, so I just need to ask you, what you think about
Okay.
it?
Well, I
Let's get
actually
down
was going
to
to
it.
put that last, but I'll go
You
ahead and get
were?
this out. Well, I'm going to get it out the
Okay.
way. That's,
All right. I ain't
I'm
gonna mess
glad
it up.
you,
Okay. Do
no,
your
that's
agenda. Go
okay.
ahead.
I'm glad you brought it up so I can get it in, get it out,
Okay.
and get
Because
it
I
out the way.
started I started playing with it today when you
Okay.
mentioned it to me, and I said, let me check this thing out and see what this is all about. But I want to get your take on it first. Because y'all gonna laugh
Okay.
when I tell you what I think.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I
Hmm.
spoke about this almost a year ago
Okay.
when I first found out about it, and I did sign up free, but I didn't do anything with it.
So
And
you did the trial.
I try exactly, which
Okay.
is free. Well, actually, no, it's free. Now you can do a subscription and do a trial, but if you don't want to do a subscription, you can do the free thing all the time. It's just limited, and I'm gonna tell you guys what the difference is as far as all of that is concerned. But the reason why I thought about ArtSpira for tonight is
Hmm.
because they had a new update that came out today. And I had gotten several emails from brother talking about stay tuned for the 30th for the new rollout and this, that, and the other. And I like, okay, what's new?
Okay.
What's new and
Yep.
improved
Like.
and better? And all of that. So that's what made me think about it because I know with my audience that I've spoken to, pretty much nobody's doing it, except I do know somebody that has some experience with it. And she had told me that her husband loves it
Oh.
and he
Okay.
plays with it all the time. And matter of fact, she shared with me some of his work, which I can't show. I can't show, but she
Okay.
did share with me some of his work, which looks wonderful. So that was good to know. That's why I said I know that there are people that use it, but you
Hmm.
want to get my opinion about it. I'm gonna give you my opinion about it after I tell you about the program. Let's do it that way. So
Okay. All right.
this is what I have found out. Well, actually, what I did today, I did do a trial subscription
Okay.
because the update included something interesting that I wanted to try. And the only way you could try it, you had to be a subscriber. So since
Ain't that funny?
you can cancel within 30 days, I said they ain't gonna hurt.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
they don't take your money.
Now, did they mention anything about the price? Because I didn't get that far into it. So how
Yes,
much is that going to
the
cost you?
price is the same that, and you probably don't know about it, but with the group, the price is the same. It's $12.99 per month or $119 a year. Yeah, uh-huh. So
119.
most people
Okay.
do it free. And I will tell you what the difference is. But let me tell you, okay, the update came out today from Disney's design. And uh, from Disney Design. The update came out today and it includes Disney's designs. They didn't do Disney's designs before, but if you upgrade, you have access to lots of beautiful Disney designs. But the problem is they ain't free. They're $4.99 a design. And if you are a subscriber, then you get a 30% discount off of that $4.99. The other thing, you can create various designs and projects and what have you, as long as you stick with the terms and the condition. And as we all know, the terms and conditions for anything that is licensed, it is not for commercials. So, and you say you have the subscription and you truly love it. Well, that's good. And Jenny, you say you need to update your subscription. And Marina is on. So hi everyone. She's saying, and I don't want to. Well, I guess I do want to point you out, Marina. Her husband is the one that does really, really good with the ArtSpira. So
Mhm.
she and I had talked about it a while back, and she was the one that made me a little curious about it and interested because she was telling me that it was a lot of fun and everything. And what the ArtSpira is, it is a mobile app that you only can use on a mobile phone, Android or an Apple, or your tablet. And I have it on my phone and I put it on my tablet today because frankly, this is too little for me to do anything with. I was trying to do, well, I take that back. I did do something with it today. I used the phone, but I did put it on my tablet, which I'm glad because on my tablet, at least is big enough. And I think this is a 10-inch iPad. So it's big enough where I can actually see what I'm doing. So let me show you, let me read what the comparisons are from the standard and the update. And it did update today. So if you guys have, whoever has it and you want to use it, then I recommend that you update it because at least you can get the Disney design. If you subscribe, you can get the Disney and the other feature that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. The ArtSpira, you get a monthly magazine. Now, I've been getting the magazines every month. I don't look at them, but I get them every month because that's part of your free. You get one magazine per month for free, but if you subscribe, you have unlimited access to all of the magazines and projects. And I think you get a total of 4 per month. I guess is one a week. Monthly projects are limited access to view projects in the archive and view and transfer first project of each month. That's for the free one. But if you get the subscription, it's unlimited. The free one, the designs, you get 500 embroidery designs and 500 cutting um, designs and 100 plus printing. So what that means, if you use ArtSpira, you have access to brother sewing machines, embroidery machines, printing machine, which is print motor, their cutting machines, which is the scan and cut. Now there are limitations, and there is a list of all of the machines that it is compatible with. But you have to keep in mind it's only compatible with the sewing and or embroidery machine that is wireless capable. And what that means for me and you, Jeanette, and other people, the SE 1900 is not one that it is compatible with. However, it is compatible with the PR 1055. And
And
I
the
do.
SC 2000.
And yes, it's many other
Mhm.
ones, but it does have the
Yeah.
SC 2000 and the SC
Mhm.
700, and I mean a lot of lesser. expensive machines than the SE 1900, which is surprising to me because I went through that list with the
Yeah.
fine tooth comb looking for the SE 1900, and then I Googled it ain't on there. So
No.
our
Yeah,
SE
because
1900,
it doesn't have Wi-Fi capability. You got to use the flash drive,
but not with our Spirit, it won't let you do it. It has to be where it's
the
wireless.
Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can't save it and plug it in. So we're out of luck with that. Now, when it comes down to scan and cut, many of us do have the scan and cut, but it has to be a DX, and because it has to be wireless capable. So I have a 325 DX. I have not hooked it up to that because I don't have it plugged in anymore. I had to use my table and I took it off and I haven't put it back on and plugged it back up. So I didn't connect it to my scan and cut, but I did connect it to my PR 1055X specifically for a reason. So let me finish. The Disney designs come if you upload it or upgrade today. You get 1800 plus embroidery and 300 plus cutting. And that's the same thing whether you have the subscription or not. And then commercial use, it says all designs may be used commercially unless otherwise stated. Now, when you are using your designs or whatever, it will tell you what you can do commercially and what you can't. It lists on there and said not available for commercial use. And pretty sure none of your Disneys are. They are all registered and they all come with a copyright Disney on there. When you have it on
Mhm.
there, you're going to see Disney underneath it. So it is copyrighted and trademark and all of that kind of stuff. So you can't, I know you can get some elsewhere that's not licensed. It's not, they didn't go through the proper channels, but they're out there available. Those are not the ones that are legitimate. You can use legally, although people do, but they're not the ones you can use legally. These you can use legally. And because of that, you can't resize them. They come in a 4x4 or 5x7 only. That's for your Disney designs. Now, the other designs that you get, you can manipulate them as far as what your machine or your embroidery software allows you to. Well, not your embroidery software because you're not going to be putting it on like in Brilliance or anything like that because you have to use it on your phone or on your tablet, not your computer. Um, They have editing tools, which is your drawing tools, color, only one color for the free, 61 for the subscription. You have templates. You have 35 embroidery templates for the free, 125 for the subscription. Design templates, you have 11. Subscription is 111. And then image conversion, you have cutting, line art tracing. Now, with the subscription, you have access to photo digitizing and cross stitching. Cutting, you have access to line art tracing. And printing, you have access to portrait conversion. Now, Marina, I did see your message where you say your husband loves the photo stitch feature. So that is what he really likes. And I have to be honest about it. I played with it. I like it. I played with it. Hi, Christian. Hi, Deborah. I think you're the only two I didn't speak to. Um, Let me see. Fonts. Free, you have 10 embroidery fonts, 10 cutting fonts, and 10 printing fonts. The subscription, you have 30 of each. You can import external files, embroidery files. You have all of the regular ones, the PES, the PHC, the PHX, the DST, the same thing for the ones. So the embroidery, the cutting, and the printing, external files that you can import are the same. Now, um, AR function, view designs on material before cutting, stitching, or printing, and that's on both. My creation, which is cloud storage. This is important. The free version, you only can store 20. On the subscription, you can store up to 100. And I was reading before coming on here that if you subscribe and then you cancel and go back to the free version, you cannot bring your 100 back over. You can only do 20, so you have to pick what you want to keep because you can't keep the whole 100. And ArtSpira AI, upload your image and choose from 7 different AI filters. The AI and the Disney is the updates that came out today. And with that being said, I played around with the AI. That's the reason why I did the subscription, because I wanted to see what the Disney was all about. And I kind of looked at that and saw all the different ones. They're absolutely gorgeous. They have a whole bunch of them. If you are into Disney or you have little ones that you want to do Disney stuff with and make cute little stuff for them, grandbabies, babies, nieces, nephews, whatever, you can just go berserko, but they're not free. Just keep that in mind. Now, those of us that have brothers, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with iBroidery, which is Brothers design site on Brother USA. The last time I went into iBroidery and looked at Disney designs, they were running $6.99 and up. So with that being said, the Disney that comes over on your ArtSpira is less. And if you have the subscription, it's even lesser because it's 30% off of what they currently are charging, which is $4.99 per design. So if you don't have if you don't have Disney on your machine or Disney on your cutting scan or what scan and cut and all of that stuff, this is a good way to get a whole bunch of different Disney designs that you want to use non-commercially and not pay that big price that you have to pay if you're using embroidery. That's how I see it. But again, it just depends upon how much you're going to use it. Now, Anne, I see that you said that you love it and you use it, which that's great. If you don't mind telling us a little bit why you like it and who else said they have and they like it too. I think it was somebody else I saw that said they have it and they like it. Maybe that was just you and Marina because I don't see anybody else that said they have it. Now, let me tell you what I did. Because, like I said, I was curious about the AI. I stitched this out.
Oh,
This
that's
is
cute.
it's a picture of my grandson. It's from a photo that I have that I did using my phone. I pulled up his picture and I sent it to the AI and created the um, design and transferred it straight to the machine. And it was a matter of click, 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 click. Was not hard at all, did not take a lot of time. It tells you once you do that, it tells you the cut, you get your color chart, you get how many stitches, you get all of that. So that works out really, really well. Now, I have to tell you, it is auto digitized. Just be clear, it is auto digitized. They say it's AI, but it is auto digitizing, just like any other software that you can get if you have, like I have Hatch, they have auto digitizing. I have PE Design, which is Brother, they have auto digitizing. Um, in Brilliance, if you have Stitch Artists, I don't know which one I think it's either two or three. I know it's not one, but it may be two and three or just two. I mean, just three. But they have auto digitizing as well. So keep that in mind because the next one that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you the pictures too once I show you this. This is another one that I did. And this is a picture of my son's two dogs. Now, as you can see, because I mean, I think it turned out really good considering the fact that I took the background off of it and stitched out what was left. So when you're doing auto digitizing, you have to keep in mind it's not going to give you everything that's perfect, but it does give you something that is can be nice. I'm going to try to pull up this picture that um, when you got over 6,000 pictures, when you have over 6,000 pictures, child, it can get to be daunting. But I am going to try to find this picture, the two pictures that I used, so you can have a comparison. Okay, now this is the picture. Here I am. This is the picture that I used, and this is the result of that. Hope you can see it. Let me back it up. There you go, I think. So I think that did pretty good.
It did. I like it too.
It did. I was happy with this. Now the next one that I did was, like I said, of the dogs. And this one will be a little hard to see. Nope, those aren't the dogs. Got to get the right dogs. uh, shouldn't be that far down. Here they are. This is the dogs. So it wasn't as clear of of a picture. And when you take the background off, because it was a lot of, let me see, kind of the glare. You can see it was a lot of, there's a lot of movement in the back, a lot of noise, as they call it. So that's why when you take the background off, you're not going to get it to look exactly the way you want it to look. But again, it is auto digitizing. So I mean, it does pretty good. It does pretty good. That's interesting. And so Marina, I'm not sure, and I know before the other day before the AI came out, they do have the photo stitching, which is pretty. I'm pretty sure that's what your husband has been using, and I played around with it, and you could only do previews. You couldn't save it. You couldn't do anything with it unless you actually was a subscriber. So the only thing that I could do was play around with it. And so when the AI came out today, I wanted to just try it and see because I wanted to have something to show you guys and let you know what's available, if that's something that you're interested in, something that you might want to try, invest in. But just keep in mind the AI is for subscription only. You cannot use the AI if you're not paying the $12.99 a month. And Marina says she can't wait to move so she can unpack her stuff. Hopefully in September. She's buying a house. So hopefully you will so you can come back to the salon. But yeah, um, they have projects on there. It's just a whole lot of stuff you can do. So with all of that being said, let me see what else that I want to tell you guys about. I made a note. It initially was launched in September of 23, so it hasn't been out quite a year yet, going on a year, almost a year. Um, with the ArtSpira subscription, you could do cross stitching, digitizing, line art, tracing, augmented reality, portrait, and conversion. I think that augmented reality must be the AI. Let me see what else. Now, this says trial for 60 days, no cost. When I put my trial in, they told me 30 days. So I think things change depending upon where you are. Because I read, you know how they put the little asterisk up there, and it things are different depending upon where you are. So for me in Maryland, when I did the trial, they told me I only had 30 days. So I got to start paying them the 30th of August if I intend to keep it. Um, and you can connect up to 4 machines. After that, I don't think you can connect. And let me see if there's anything else on here that is noteworthy. As usual, you guys know I always like to go to my AI and look and see what the AI has to say. And I'm looking at it, and it doesn't say anything different than what I've already told you guys. Oh, they have an education across the top. It has the levels, not levels, but the different uh, availabilities. Embroidery, as I mentioned, you have the cutting, which would be your scanning cut. You have your printing, which is print motor, and you have your sublimation because they have a sublimation machine out now, and which would also be printing, but it's still sublimation. And then they also have a education resource, and I went through it, and it will educate you on how to use the ArtSpira, the different components of ArtSpira. It will educate you on basic embroidery for those people that are new and want to know about that, and a little bit about sublimation and a little bit about the print motor. So that's their education, and they have video, but it does not send you to YouTube. So if you click on it, you would have to look at it on the device in which you're looking at it on, be it your phone or your tablet. It will not convert over. You cannot open it up on your laptop or your desktop and look at, or your TV and look at it on YouTube. So just keep that in mind. But they do have it available. So now, the initial question was, what's my opinion? My opinion about Art Spira has not changed from when I first talked about it 6, 7, 8 months ago. And that is, I don't see a purpose. For me, I don't see a purpose. I do see where it is beneficial for anybody that buys this sketch, the SKITCH machine, which is Brothers Machine that is Bluetooth, and it costs $4.99. You can get it out of Joann, and you can order it off of Amazon and different places like that. It only has a 4x4 hoop, magnetic hoop, and it will only use Art Spira. And I personally believe that they made Art Spira for the skit, or the skits for Art Spira. One of the two was the main purpose of Art Spira, but then they decide to branch it out for those of us that have other brother machines. But if you have a brother machine that is wireless, then most of them already have components on there that does this stuff anyway. So for me personally, even with the AI, because you have my design center on like the Luminaire and the Stellaire and the PR 1055, you have your my design center on there, and you can do a lot of this stuff on there. So with that being said, I'm going to be honest, but I ain't keeping my subscription. I'm just gonna tell you, I got it. I got it for research. I got it for reporting. I wanted to provide you guys with information. So it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I got to do it. I got to get it. I wanted to know what it was about. I wanted to know if it was going to make me change my mind. And I wanted to know if, you know, with the update and all that stuff, was it like, oh, get it, get it, get it. And not really. It really, I think what I did today was cool. Like I said, I really like my grandsons. I really like that, and I have it saved to my machine. Now I'm hoping it ain't gonna disintegrate and disappear if I cancel. So I better make sure I stitch whatever else I want to stitch while I still have my 30 days. But that's just how I feel. And Jenny, you laughing at me. Hi Pearl, how you doing? Hi LP, how you doing? But that's just my opinion. So your little bit of experimenting or getting in touch with ArtSpira today, Jeanette, what's your opinion?
Oh my God. Okay, I got a mouthful for you guys. Okay. Okay. So you guys know all my machines mostly are brother. The only thing that's not a brother is my quilting machine that I have right back behind me right now. Okay, that's a Juki. But everything else is all brother. My sergers, my embroidery machines, my multi needles. So I like the product. I really do like their machines. They work really well for me. And you guys know I do have an embroidery business. Now, with that being said, when Miss Shirley reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to take a look at this product," and I said, "Okay, I'm going to look at it with you, right?" I'm gonna tell you something. First of all, when I opened up the app, and I saw that it was limited to just the iPhone and an iPad, that to me was like, I'm not feeling that, okay? Because
And
sometimes I like to use
Android.
my desktop.
Androids too. They do
Yeah,
Android. Mhm.
and I sometimes like a bigger screen, right? Because I feel like you can manipulate more of what you're trying to do. So that was a little bit kind of like, okay. Now you can also look at it from another perspective. I like to use in Brilliance. Brilliance works on a desktop, on a Windows or on a Mac machine, but it will not work on an iPhone and it will not work on an iPad. So it's kind of like opposite, right? Now let's talk about the money. Every time somebody asks me for $1, you guys all know I am cheap. Okay, I don't like spending money. Okay, you gotta fight for every dollar outside of my pocket. So every time I see a subscription, the first thing I want to do is ask, what am I getting for my money? Okay, so you mentioned it's 19.99 a month. If you want to do the annual, it's 119, right?
12.99 a month.
Yeah, 12.99 a month. There you go. Sorry. And then 119 annually. Okay. So this is what went through my mind. I said, okay, so that's how much they want. So let me go look at the app and let me see what are they offering for that money. When I look at it, the first thing I thought about was, they're going to have a pretty hard time selling this because if you go to Creative Fabrica, okay, I think you can get, I think it's like $50 or $60 for the year, something like that. It's, because they go on sale and stuff like that. And you get a whole bunch of stuff for sublimation, for printing, for sewing. You get sewing patterns, embroidery patterns, Chris Stitch designs. I mean, you get a whole bunch of stuff, right? I mean, thousands. And it also comes with the commercial licenses. So if you are into want to make products to sell them, to me, I'm like, I'm not interested in really getting anything of the Disney products unless I have grandchildren, right? Or I want to make something as a gift for someone. Because I'll tell you what, I will never sell anything of Disney or anything because I ain't getting sued. Even though you'd be amazed how many people have no problem doing it, okay? I mean, but I will not. And trust me, when you're having an embroidery company, a business, people will come up to you and they will ask you, can you do a logo? Can you do this, that? Be very, very careful. You can get in trouble with that, okay? So, if you're into doing that for your grandkids and stuff like that, and you're not going to sell or whatever, and you want those Disney designs, then all right, I can see it. But the thing that I say is, I think you said you found them for $4.99, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm like thinking you could probably get them cheaper. You know what I'm saying? You can go on Etsy and you can probably get them cheaper. So is it
Yeah.
worth $4.99? I don't know. I would have to like see if I saw a design that I liked, and then I would probably like search the web to see if I could find it from another embroidery website that probably can sell it for cheaper. I don't know. But it just depends. If you're a big Disney fan, okay, then I got it. Now let's
Embroidery
talk. Go ahead.
Embroidery Design, which is a dime company.
Uh-huh.
Embroidery Design, which is dime company. They sell Disney designs. Sometimes you can get them for 75 cents. I all of
See?
the Disney designs that embroidery designs that I own, I got from embroidery design. Now they don't have that Disney logo on there, but that's their headache for selling them, not my headache because I'm not selling them.
Right.
I'm
Right.
using
And
them
you're
for
just
myself.
and if you're just making them for your grandkids or something as a little gift or whatever, shoot, 75 cents and it stitches well.
Hmm.
I mean, hey, you're saying wow, you just kept like I think you said they were $4.99. So what? You kept like an extra $4 in your pocket.
Hmm.
That's just how I see it. Okay, because y'all know I'm cheap. Okay. Now, let's talk about the auto digitizing for a moment. Okay. Well, auto digitizing, let I want you guys to really think about this. If auto digitizing was so great, I don't think we would have digitizers out there today, correct? Wouldn't they all be out of work if it was all great? The thing is that when you are doing auto digitizing, sometimes it'll come out right, sometimes it won't. You got to be real careful with that because you got to remember that sometimes, depending on the design that you are looking for to get digitized, auto digitizing is not going to cut it. You're going to have to probably go to a digitizer in order for you to get good quality digitizing. So it's just something to think about. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is don't think that this is the answer for everything, okay? Because digitizing is a talent, just like embroidering is a talent on a machine. Digitizing is a talent as well. You got to know how those stitches have to lay out correctly. You have to know exactly the size of each of those stitches and how to really produce the details in an embroidery design. Okay, so it depends. So sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Me personally, I'm not a fan of it because when I'm running my business and I have a logo and I need to get that digitized, I don't really have time to be messing around. And at the same time, I don't want my customer to come out of my shop with a badly digitized design because, like I always say, when those products leave you, they talk about you. Okay, that's what represents you in your business. So, if you want to play around with that, then for personal use I would, but for running a business, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Make sure that when you're stitching them out, that they stitch out really, really good. Okay. Now, the other thing that you mentioned, Miss Shirley, is you said when you did the free trial subscription, that they give you only like 4 projects per month and stuff like that. You know, I'm kind of with you when you said, that they created this software to go with that machine they created, right? And I totally agree with you. And I got a feeling too that the sales for that machine probably isn't that hot. I don't think a lot of people have really jumped on the wagon. First of all, I don't see the design as attractive because it actually looks like a coffee maker. It looks like a Mr. Coffee Maker, right? That's the first thing that I look at, and I'm thinking to myself, should I be popping in a cup of coffee or am I going to be embroidering? So, but that's just the design. Okay. So but hey, sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover, right? The other thing that I don't like is for $500, you do have a lot of limitations. Okay. I believe, do you know if it's a 4x4 space?
It's a 4x4. That's 4x4,
Okay.
no bigger.
That's what I figured. So then,
Magnetic hoop. That's the only advantage. It is a magnetic hoop, but
okay.
4x4, and it has to be ArtSpira.
Okay, because I tell you, I'm gonna be honest. If anybody's in the market for an embroidery machine, and they would tell me that they were looking at that one, I would tell them, look, it's not that I'm saying that it's a bad product, but personally, if you're really serious about embroidery and you really want to take it to the next level, keep saving your money. That's what I would tell you. I would say keep saving your money, keep looking on Amazon or Joann's. See if you can get your hands on an SC2000 if you can, because the SC2000 has the Wi-Fi capability, and it also has the capability where it cuts your jump stitches automatically for you. Okay, the SC1900 doesn't cut the jump stitches, and it doesn't have the Wi-Fi. However, though, if you are tight with money, there ain't nothing wrong with the SC1900. I've used it for a lot of years. I think, Miss Shirley, you have one too, right?
Right, right.
And I love it. And when the SC 2000 came out, and I just saw that the real two differences between those two machines was the automatic cut stitch, okay, and also the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, I ain't got no problem putting a USB port in that baby. I mean, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it. So I didn't see that as such a big value for me to go ahead and upgrade, right?
Mhm.
So as for this software though, I have to be honest, I looked at it and I if you use it, I say stay with the free.
Mhm.
I would stay with the free.
Mhm.
I don't think I would pay for it because there's just so many other things out there that you can spend your money on and get more of a value. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. And
I
I only played with it for 2 days. So I don't, but I just didn't find it that it didn't wow me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
We are in agreement, and like I mentioned, my opinion about it has not changed from when it first came out and I first looked at it and discussed it. I didn't see anything that would make me jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did uh, download the app when it first came out of curiosity. And yesterday, in all honesty, was the first time I actually opened it up to look
Mhm.
to see what's it all about. And the only reason I did that was, well, it was two reasons. One, in preparation for tonight, and two,
Mhm.
because of the little presentation that they did today, because I wanted to know what it was all about because they were advertising it like crazy. And I mean,
They need people to buy it.
I got,
I think that's what it is.
and it is. And with them, the way it was presented in the emails that I was getting, it sounded like this was going to be something super duper special. And
Mhm.
I wanted to see what it was about. I said, okay, so is this new and approved? Is this something better? and they added Disney. They made a contract with Disney to get their products where they, they already have a contract. So I guess they just
Yeah.
expand so they could put it on this particular app. And they also already have auto
Hmm.
digitizing capability because we can do that in our machines that we already have with
Yeah.
our
The
with my
1054.
design center.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the
Hmm.
only thing they did was just tweak it a little bit so to work on the app. And then they put this
Yes.
big presentation out making you think that they done something big and wonderful and new and improved and everything. And
Yeah.
because it is only usable for machines that have Wi-Fi. Again, most of those machines already have those capabilities anyway. So why do you need this? Now,
Right.
to those that like it, I'm not trying to knock it at all because you've used it and obviously you've gotten some good use out of it that we
Right.
haven't because we haven't used it. But I do know that Photo Stitch is something that is available in other softwares, but the software upfront money is more. You got to pay more money up front. Fortunately, I've already paid for it and they paid for it and I ain't got to worry about it. So I got it. But I wasn't super duper impressed. Now I stitched out these two little designs. I have to tell you, I went through at least 5 or 6 different photographs before I came up with one that I felt comfortable in even trying to stitch out. And I I was I was telling my girlfriend, I said, I know I ain't the prettiest woman in the world. And I know that some of my photos can be jacked. But
You are gorgeous.
every photo that I put in that AI, girl, I look like a hot damn mess. I say, ain't nowhere to work.
And this
I'm
is
gonna fix
something,
this out.
and you know what? This is something else that I want to mention. You know how sometimes you see in a lot of the Facebook groups, you see a lot of digitizers. They're posting these pictures, right? And it's very similar to the one that you just did using the IA digitizing. And they say, "Hey, use me. I'm a digitizer."
Mhm.
That's one of the things that I always like to tell people. That's why I like to have my own group, my own list. Man, I should have bought my wine out. I just bought water. Why didn't you
Girl,
text me and tell me you gonna have wine?
I
I
meant to
got bottles
remind you to get
downstairs.
your drink.
Oh man! Oh Jesus Christ! You know what? I
Go
should
get
text
it. Go
Fred.
get it.
I'm gonna tell Fred to bring me up a bottle. You know what? You know what? I am gonna go get mine. Okay. You know what? But let me just say this one thing before I lose my thought. I'm gonna run downstairs, get my glass, and I'm coming right back here. Okay. Now you know how you see in these Facebook groups, they're posting, digitizers are coming
Mhm,
out of the woodwork. Use me,
mhm,
use me. Well, they are displaying pictures that are very similar to the one that you did to the IA digitizing. So one of the things that I tell people, because sometimes people always say, "Hey, I think I got scammed," or
mhm.
I asked a digitizer to do my work for me and it didn't come out that good. That's because some folks are using these types of software to digitize designs. And then what they're doing is they're charging you to sell them. And they're not true digitizers because if you go and you reach out to them and you say, "Hey, I need you to tweak this," you never hear from them again.
Right.
That's why I say it's so important to really have a true digitizer on hand. Someone that's experienced, someone that has a lot of years behind them and know what they're doing. Because there are a lot of people out there that had just started learning how to digitize, have discovered this IA auto digitizing, and they're using it to try to make some extra money on the side. So you got to be careful with that. That's one of the things that I always tell people. That's why in the Facebook group that I have, I under the guide tabs, I have a list of digitizers that I know are professional digitizers. Okay, that's what they do, and they're not auto digitizing anything. They're doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with that. Because when you held up that picture, Miss Shirley, the thing that went through my mind was, wait a minute, I know I have seen so many of those in all these
Mhm.
groups. And they were all saying, look what I did. Inbox me and I can digitize for you. And I'm like, that's where they're doing it from.
Mhm. Mhm. Because even though I do like this one, like I said, I do
It did
like
come
it,
out cute. It
but
did.
it looks like a cartoon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's okay because it's my grandson. It's okay. But I wouldn't want to, if somebody said, I want you to do my portrait,
You
I ain't
can't do
paying
it
for
with
this.
that. Right.
I ain't paying
Because,
for this.
yes. Now, Sandra, in one of the Christmas Esters, right? She had Fossil do a portrait of Mello. And when she shipped it, and I have it right there, um, it, well, let me grab it so you guys can see. Okay. You could tell the difference in the quality. Okay, this is the
It's so
portrait.
cute. Uh-huh.
Okay, it looks very realistic. It really looked very similar to the photo that she took of him. But
Mhm.
if this was auto digitized, it's like you said, it would look like a cartoon.
Mhm.
You know see? So that's what I mean by the quality.
Right.
That's
And
really what I mean about the quality.
I got scammed off of Etsy, and I'm very particular about what I get off of Etsy uh, because I bought a logo off of Etsy. The picture looked perfect. I
Uh-huh.
bought it, downloaded, stitched it out. It was the worst mess I had ever seen in my entire life. And I knew right then and there it had to have been auto digitized. And like you
Mhm.
said, I got in touch with the seller and it was crickets.
Yep.
Crickets.
Yep. Yep.
Because they couldn't fix it.
Yeah. And see, and when you're running an embroidery business, you don't have time for that type of nope, you don't have time for that. You got customers with demands that you have to meet. So and you need to produce quality work. You don't have time to be messing around
Right.
with these folks out there. So it's like no, 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 no. That's why I prefer to have my professional digitizers. I have a list, and if one is too busy, I can reach out to the other, and I know at the end of the day I'm going to get quality work. But
Go get your wine. Go get your wine.
yeah, now I'm gonna get my wine. I'll be right back. Okay, I gotta get my glass.
Okay. So, yeah, Jenny, go get your wine, girl, if you don't already have it. Go get your wine. And Marina, you were talking about the new machine that's going to come out. Well, the new Bernina machine, that's what it costs. So that's about right. And that's what the Luminaire cost when it first came out. So it's running about what those machines cost when they first come out. Now, that's the manufacturer suggested retail price. That does not necessarily mean that's what they're going to try to sell them for. I don't know. Now, my sewing back had a demo day this past weekend or weekend before last on the new Bernina, but I didn't go. I made up my mind. I ain't buying it, so ain't no need of me going, start drooling over it and all of that kind of stuff because I'm sticking with my brother. And the one thing that I did forget to mention about the ArtSpira, it's not available for baby locks. So if you got a baby lock machine, if that's all you got, if you don't have brother, because the ArtSpira is a brother product, therefore it only works on brother machines. So if you don't have a brother machine, ArtSpira will not work on it. It does not work on baby lock or any other brand. Only certain brother machines, the DX scanning cut, the print motor, and the new sublimation machine. That's all that it works on. Um, and you said that you had the Brother Persona and the NQ17E both cut and stitches. when they come down to those alphabets, I don't know one from the other. I just know them by name. I know the persona, if I'm not mistaken, is that single needle big boy machine. And I don't think it works unless it is Wi-Fi. It's not going to work on it. So what else?
Woo!
Yeah.
The new 25,000.
Oh yeah, that's not unusual.
For which one? The
That's
Luminaire?
the one that the new Luminaire. It's not going to be called Luminaire, I don't think, but it's the new one that's coming out next month. There's a new Luminaire coming out next month, and I don't know if you're aware, but the new Bernina came out this month, and it's running right around the same amount of money. And as I was mentioning while you went to get the wine, that is the average price, manufacturer suggested retail price for those machines, and that's what it was for the Luminaire when it first came out. So
I'm gonna
it's
have to get
not
me another
unusual.
job.
That's what it was for our machines that we have behind us. When I went and bought my machine in what was it? 2020. When I 2021, 21. When I bought my machine in 2021, um, the manufacturer suggested retail price was
Uh-huh.
$20,000. The
Yeah.
manufacturer suggested retail price for the Luminaire was $20,000 because I've told this story before. When I went into the shop, they had the Luminaire on one side and they had the 10 needle on the other side. And I stood in the middle of the store between the two machines, and I was doing
Mhm.
one of these numbers because I couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted because I wanted them both. I love the Luminaire. Oh, I fell
Me,
head over heels in love with the Luminaire,
me
but
too.
I wanted a multi-needle machine, and I was trying to make up my mind, and I was drawing myself towards the Luminaire, and the salesperson said, "Get the 10 needle," which is what I went in there to get in the first place because it
Mhm.
made the most sense for what I wanted to do. But the manufacturing suggested retail price was $20 then. Now, heck no, I didn't pay that much for mine. But that's what
Yeah. Because they
that's
have
what
their sales. They have their sales. That's the best time to go.
and
And
you know
then,
what? It ain't sales. They draw you in there, but they're not some places do now. I know some
well,
people have said
yeah,
that they pay 20, but
well,
usually you can get them for less than that.
yes, you can. And the thing is too, it depends where you go because sometimes a sewing shop will throw in a couple of extras. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they'll throw in the hat hoop, they'll throw in the stand, or they'll give you like an extra box of threads, stabilizers, and stuff like that to try to make that sale
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So they try to throw in some extras and everything. Now I will tell you though, Miss Banks, she saved my butt because I remember when I wanted to get the Brother Airflow 3000, it was on sale, okay? And I got it from I ordered it from the sewing shop that was buying me in Manassas. And I always get it from there because I like the lady. She's real nice and everything. So I wanted to give her my business. But Miss Banks texted me and because she knew I had ordered it and she said you need to go on sewing machine plus. She said they got it for 909, I think it was 999, something like that. And I had paid, I think it was like a $3,000 machine, manufacturer's price. And then it was on sale and I paid 12, it was like $1,200. And when Miss Banks texted me and she said sewing machine plus has it for $999, you have no idea how fast I called that company. I was like, hello. I was like, is this true? Do you have the machine? She said, he was like, yes, ma'am, we have two left. Let me give you my credit card number because I'm ordering one right now. One of them are mine. And then I went to the sewing shop and then I canceled my order. I felt bad canceling the order, but the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I mean, shoot, I mean, that was an
Money
extra
is money,
400,
honey.
like, yeah, that was an extra $400 that Miss Bank saved me. And then I was like thinking to myself, you know what I could get with $400? I could get
Mm-hmm.
threads, I could get stabilizer, I could get fabric, I could get more of those blanks. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh man, let me tell you, she saved me. She
Yeah, it
saved me.
it
But
takes
then,
it takes to shop around. Taisha is saying it's never a good
yes,
idea to purchase the machine when they first come
she
out. They
always
always
says
update
that.
the
Yep.
machine. The first luminaire was just luminaire. Then they've upgraded it to 3. And as I was looking for the machines that this ArtSpira was uh would work on, they have they have discontinued the SE 1900. It's discontinued. They
Mhm.
discontinued Luminaire 1 and Luminaire 2. So they will and the reason why they've discontinued Luminaire 2 is because they know they have Luminaire 4 or whatever they're going to call it coming out
Right.
next month. So they'll have 2 of them out. They'll have the 3 that just came out this year, latter part of last year, and then they'll have the spank brand new one that they're gonna, present in
Yep.
next month. So
But she
again,
always told me that. She always said, don't buy the machines when they first come out. Buy them like one after, because
oh,
they
so it's
trying to
called
get
the
rid of it.
Avenir. Is that what it's called, Taisha?
Oh,
Now
one,
it's the
two, three,
Avenir.
and
Okay.
now they're releasing the
So it's
Avenir.
not the Luminaire, it's the
This
Avenir.
is how
This is
they
how
do
they
it
do it.
all the time.
All the
Yep.
time they do. And it
Yep.
is. So don't let them sucker punch you into paying manufacturer suggested retail
Oh
price.
no, no, you don't. We
If
don't
they
do
want
that.
to
Mm-mm.
if they want to sell it for that price, get in your car and drive. And don't
Away.
stop driving until you get to where
Yeah.
they're selling it cheaper. Even if you have to go out of town, if you want it bad enough and you got to drive out of town, you saving thousands of dollars.
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't do that because they're going to try
Mhm.
to make as much money as they can because that's what they're in business for. But it doesn't it doesn't help the consumer if you're trying you need to save money because you want to make some
Mhm.
money. So you can't give all your money to them when you try to make money. You got to save money. So you got to shop smart. And it's just like Taisha Miss Banks was saying about the expo, going to various expos, they have good
Yes.
prices at these expos. So you might
Last
want to
day.
wait until you go to an expo because last year they were selling the Luminaire 2
Mhm.
at the Fredericksburg Expo with the little suitcase thing that you put it in. And I don't remember what it was, something else with it, but it was $11,000 for a $20,000 machine. It
Yep.
was $11,000,
And
and
you
now
bought the floor model. They it was the floor model they were getting trying to get rid of. Mhm.
I don't know if the one that I asked them about. I'm not sure if it was the floor model or not. Maybe it was. I asked about the price of the Luminaire. I didn't specify this particular model, and I don't recall them saying it was this particular one. It could have been Jeanette. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just know
I
when
think it
I
may
asked
have.
about it, that was the price that they quoted me because my knees buckled because I didn't have $11,000. Because I said
So
if I
if
had
you had
$11,000,
it, you would have been bringing that baby home.
that puppy would have been in the trunk of my car. So
So you wouldn't have had dinner with me that night, because you would have been like, no, Jeanette, I'm going home with my Luminaire. Sorry, I'll see you next year. I'm going home to have play with my
but
baby.
well, not necessarily. I'd have told him, here's the money, hold it to the mom. Here's the money, just hold it to the mom. I'll get it. I'm busy tonight, but it ain't going nowhere.
But Miss Banks told me too that is the best place to really buy the machines. And she also said you go the last day, because that is where you can really sometimes see if they will take the price down, because they don't want to pack up those machines and take them back with them. They
Right,
want to
right.
actually sell them. So
That's
she when she
exactly what
told me that,
she's
I
been
was like,
telling
oh,
me.
that's right, because that's less for them to pack up.
She's an excellent mentor. Now, I
She
want to.
is.
I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but I have a list of questions
Okay, ask away, ask
that
away.
I want to ask you. Now,
I'm
I
ready. I
know.
feel like I'm on Jeopardy.
I
Mello, we ready? We ready?
Okay, Nella. Now I know that most of the people on here, and probably quite a few people that are watching, because I know Jeanette, I'm sure you have the exact same thing. When you go and check your analytics and everything, you see a zillion people watched you that weren't necessarily on your live. So I know there are people that are watching that's not on the live, and they may or may not know you. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and a lot of people will already know the answers, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So I'm going
You
to tell
gonna
you
wait
the
till I have
information.
my wine, huh?
Yes, I can get all the truth out. All the truth. So
All
now
right, here we go.
what I do know about you, if you don't mind me sharing it, because it's public anyway.
Uh-huh.
I know that you're married, you
Mhm.
have a son, and you have
Yes.
a fur baby named Mello.
Yes.
You have a Facebook group and an Etsy shop.
Mhm.
You started your according to YouTube, you started your YouTube channel in June of 2017. Now,
Yes.
okay. And currently, you go girl, you have 534 videos
Yeah.
and you have 1,894,570 views.
Ooh, you been looking at my 411.
Honey, I've been looking, child. And currently you have 18.1 thousand subscribers.
Yes.
So you have grown quite a
Mhm.
bit since I first started watching you. So you're doing really, really well. So those are the
Thank you.
stats that are on Jeanette that, like I said, is public because you pull her stuff up, it's right there. Now, this
Mhm.
is what I want to ask you.
Ask away.
How long have you been embroidering?
Okay. I've actually been embroidering since 2018. And I started because Carlito left home to go to college.
So if you started your channel in 17, but what were you doing between
It's
17 and
okay.
18?
Well, what happened was
What
I
had
actually
happened
when I
was,
started the channel, it was actually going to be a channel on Tesla. Okay? Because as you guys know, my husband has the Model S and he bought a Tesla in 2016, and then I went and I purchased my Model X in 2018. So back then Tesla was not really that popular because people really weren't into the electric car yet. A lot of people were scared of it. It was kind of like a weary thing. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to start a channel to educate people about my car, but then as time went on, you see a couple of videos on there about it. There, like one of the very first ones that I did was when I actually took delivery of my Model X, and me driving around in it and stuff like that. But it was kind of like I had too much fun driving the car. I didn't want to be videotaped, so I just so that was kind of like a flop, right? So then when Carlito decided to go to college, I became an empty nester, right? So it was one of two things: either I was going to have a hobby or I was going to drive Fred crazy. So I told Fred, I want to learn how to sew, to occupy my time because, when you have your kids in the house, you bother them, right? But when they're gone, you have nobody to bother except your significant other, right? So Fred said, get a sewing machine. So I went and I bought a sewing machine. I started watching Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and I started doing some projects on that. And she's had these jukey fancy machines, but I didn't want to spend like $2,000 on a sewing machine. And all I wanted was the button that cut the thread, right? So when I started looking at the other sewing machines, that's when I came across the Brother ST1900, which was the sewing slash embroidery machine. I started learning it. I got all excited about it. And then I did an actual unboxing when I got it. And that's how the channel started. And I said, you know what? I want to document my journey of me learning how to sew, learning how to do embroidery. And then I just started doing that. And then it was actually Carlito that gave me the idea of doing embroidery happy hour. He was the one that actually did it because I was like, oh, I don't know, what to do and stuff because I really want to do something to interact with the community and help people. So he was like, just do it Friday night, embroidery happy hour. And then I was like, you think anybody will watch? And he's like, I'll watch. So the first embroidery happy hour, I got Carlito and Fred watching, and but then as time went on, more people started to watch and everything. And it's funny because in the beginning I got scared with the lives because I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna be talking to myself and I'm gonna have to make believe people watch me. Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. Well,
But
that's good because
it took out.
you answered question number 1, 2, and 3.
See, I do that at job interviews too, because they're like, tell me a little bit about yourself. Next thing you know, I'm like, what? And then after like 30 minutes, they're like, interview's over.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down to question number 4.
Okay.
Okay, so as I mentioned, you do have an Etsy shop. When did you
Yes.
start your shop, and what was the first thing that you sold, and what do you sell now?
Ooh, girl, let me tell you, y'all gonna laugh at this. Okay. So you guys know that when I first started the channel, right? It was all gonna be about Tesla, right? So what ended up happening was that I joined some Tesla groups, right? And I was going around and stuff like that. And meeting other people that were driving Tesla cars. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make my own Tesla shirts. Oops. Okay, so that's copyright, right? So I started making these Tesla shirts. Then people were asking me, where'd you get that shirt? And I'm like, I could sell these shirts. Well, let me tell you, your girl got a little notification from a little attorney from Tesla telling me,
Oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, I ain't doing shit. I took down all those listings. I
oh my
said,
goodness.
okay, got it. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, how much money does Elon want? Because I was ready to cut him a check. But they were like, just take it down. And I said, not a problem. And I was, I was pissed because I was making money. But then I was not pissed because I sat down and I said, come on, Jeanette, you know better. You know better. You know what you were doing was wrong. So I was like, okay. And then I was like thinking, well, now I got to really learn how to sell. I mean, I got to really know so I could sell something. And so I started making like my kitchen towels and stuff. And then, I started, buying designs and making sure that when I bought the designs that it said you could use it for commercial use, right? And so that's another thing too. Be careful when you buy embroidery designs and stuff because you want to make sure they do have that disclaimer that you can use it. And then I started taking designs, merging them, just changing them up a little bit. And then I started doing the kitchen towels. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know how things are like a blessing in disguise, right? So to me, it's like then I started to actually sell stuff I made. And I'm going to tell you, it was a really awesome, cool feeling. Much better than you selling something copyright that you ain't supposed to be selling because it's not yours. It's not your design. But when I actually started selling stuff that people like that I made, that's a whole other different feeling. You're like, wow, people like what I do. They actually like what I make. So it's to me that was like, oh, I love this. Then I got into the kitchen towels because I wanted to keep it simple, right? I didn't want to get into clothing because clothing, then you got to mess with different colors, different shirt styles, different, you know, people have different tastes on what they want to wear, right? So I didn't want to get into the clothing stuff because I knew the inventory was going to be a mess. A kitchen towel is just a kitchen towel. That's it. I just needed to pick the towel that was right for me. And once I got that, I said I'm sticking with only two colors, ivory, white towels, and then I'll just do my designs and then I'm good. And I kind of do the same thing with the dinner napkins. I try to minimize the different color options because then what happens, you can end up with a whole bunch of stuff. So that's really how I started on the Etsy and stuff. And I have to admit, I like Etsy, don't get me wrong, I do. Um, but my passion is really more working with doing local sales from the customers around where I live, you know, in my area, people that reach out to me. I think to me, that's more satisfying work.
So how long have you had your shop?
I've actually had it since, think 2019, something like that. Yeah. I started embroidering with the SC1900 and I was doing kitchen towels with an SC1900, believe it or not,
Mhm.
on a
Mhm.
557 hoop.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
then I bought the 6 needle machine, the PR670, and then I was like, "Oh, this is good." But then Christmas came, and between Christmas and then starting, you know, I started to sell locally. That got a little bit hard because you only got one machine, right? So it's like, okay, so I had to buy another machine. So then I think I got the 6 needle machine. Then that I think like 6 months after that, then I got my 10 needle machine. And then a year after that, I ended up with the second 10 needle machine.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm good with three right now.
Mhm.
Cause usually what I'll do now is I time myself a little better. So if like people come, you know, if somebody tells me I need 200 shirts, I already know that's a whole weekend. So that weekend I won't take no other orders except that one order, that big bulk order, you know? So it's like that's why now I use an appointment book. So that way I could write down the order, how long it's gonna take me and stuff like that. It makes it a lot better, easier.
So what is your favorite thing to embroider and why?
The I actually the towels and the dinner napkins. I like that because it's simple. It's simple. It's a quick stitch. The kitchen towel, not much of a quick stitch. I do have some kitchen towel designs that kind of take about a good 45 minutes to stitch out.
Mhm.
But the dinner napkins are pretty quick because usually it's just initial with a reef or something like that. Um, if it's easy to hoop and the stitch count is small, that's my favorite.
It's your favorite. I
That's
get
my
that.
favorite because it's in and out, in and out, in and out, and I can knock them out. I can knock them out. But if you have something that's huge, big design, I gotta tell you, there have been times where I even feel bad saying this. There have been times when customers have come to me with a big design, very dense and everything, lots of colors and stuff, and I'll be like, "Oh God, that's gonna be on my machine for like 2, 3 hours," you know, because it's like a jacket, big design in the back, and I'm like, "Oh." So I'll give them some like high price, you know, thinking that they'll go, oh, that's too high. And then and a couple of times it bit me because they're like, okay. And I'm like, now I gotta make it.
You got to do it.
I
So,
gotta do
with,
it.
with that being said, have you done one with a jumbo hoop?
I have the jumbo hoop. I have not done it with the jumbo hoop. I have not. I've done big designs, but it's the designs. The reason why I say they've been big is because there've been a lot of details in them.
So it's
You
like your
know,
8 by 13.
yeah, the 8
Yeah.
by 13 and it fits just fine and stuff like that. And then sometimes if the design is long, you just rotate it. And if it just fits within that hoop, I'm good to go.
There you
Yeah, but
go.
I haven't used the multi positional hoop on the
Mhm.
big machines. I have it. I do
The
have it, you
split
know, just in
design. Yeah.
case. Yeah. But I haven't try to stay away from those big ones because you're going to be there for hours. I mean, hours. You need a whole day.
Not quite a whole day.
Day.
Not quite a whole day.
I just don't have patience.
Well, you're busy. You're super duper busy, so you don't really have the time to do it
And
unless
see,
you
and see, Miss Short,
dedicated one.
this is what I think about too. If you come to me with a big design like that, that means that machine is going to probably be in use for a good 5 hours, maybe. Because we got to remember too, I like to slow down my machines when there's like a lot of details and stuff like that, right? So sometimes an embroidery may take me a little longer. Somebody may not care and just put that machine full speed. I'm kind of different. Depending on the design, there are certain spots where I want the machine to slow down. So because knowing this, that design might be in that machine for 4 or 5 hours, I look at it as that is a machine that I can't use for nothing else during that time period. So I will have to use the other machines. You know what I'm saying? For
your other work.
For the other work. Yeah. So, so that's why sometimes also I do kind of price them a little high because you're occupying my machine for a very, very long time that I can't utilize for other stuff.
You're losing money because you can't use
exactly. And I can't, yeah.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I have done the jacket. Matter of fact, 90%
You've done
of
the
my
jean jackets, right?
Yeah, 90% of my jacket backs have been done with jumbo hoop.
You like it?
I like big designs. So that's the reason why I got the jumbo hoop and learned how to use the jumbo hoop. And the more I use it, the better I get. Now, it can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always, I've had some issues where it hasn't worked out right, but I think I have found a solution or answer to make it come out right all the time.
Is it
But
a fabric shift or something?
No, it is the machine recognizing it correctly. Because
Okay.
when you're using a jumbo hoop, you split it with your embroidery software,
Right.
and it's supposed to read one half of it, then you flip it, and it reads the other
Right.
half. Now, the thing that's tricky is it doesn't necessarily start exactly where the other one stopped.
Ah.
It may
So you
start at
got to play with it a
the end.
little bit.
So if it starts at the end, you're not 100% sure that when it comes up, it's going to be in the exact spot. If it
Right.
started from the one where it ended, you can adjust it with the camera and all that kind of stuff. So it has to recognize the snowman to make sure that
Yep.
it's going to stitch out correctly. And sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, that's when I hate doing it.
And
Because
that is the feature that I love about our machines.
the
That snowman and the camera.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I
It's
use
a
it
lifesaver.
all the
It's a
Yes.
lifesaver. That
Yes.
snowman camera and that laser, that not a laser, but it's the green thing. We don't have lasers. And we
Well,
don't have that.
the 6 needle has the laser. The 10 needles, they didn't put the laser. I wish they did, though. I wish they put the laser and the camera. Because what I like about the laser, it tells you exactly where the needle's going to go down.
Well, what we have in place of the laser is that green crosshair.
Yeah, but I don't like it too much because you
really
kind
works.
of look at it in the screen.
No, it really works. It really works. And the reason I know it
Really?
works, yes, because I have literally put my finger where I want it to be, and my finger is on my material and moved it and made sure that it was going to start right there. And so the camera, it works. And that crosshair does work. What the trick to it is magnify it out as large as you need it to be. Therefore, you're going to see exactly where it's going to go. So it does work. It's the substitute for the laser. But the reason why I love the Luminaire, you ain't got to do all of that because it's got the projector, honey. And
Oh,
yeah, the Luminaire has the projector. And it has the design projected on your garment or whatever it is. And you can look at it and exactly where it's going to go. It's not even a
I'm gonna have
question
to
of,
get me a third job so I can buy me a
girl.
luminaire.
Now I got some ladies on here that got the Luminaire, honey. And they got the Solaris and they got the Luminaire, and I am so jealous. I
Man, I'm gonna
can't
have to.
wait.
You know what? Who needs sleep? I'm gonna get me a third job so I can go pick up
and,
that
and,
luminaire.
and get that Luminaire, honey. I
It's
tell you, it's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna get that come hell or high water. If I live, I'm gonna get me a Luminaire.
save for it. I know. I mean, and you know what's funny? When we were at the sew and quilt shop, every time I saw it, it was like, and I remember the guy said, "Oh, why don't you sit in front of it?" I was like, "Oh no."
And I've done that.
No,
I've
because
sat
I know
down
the
and,
feeling I'm gonna have. I'm gonna be like, I want to take it home. I would be crying. I would have been at Olive Garden with you crying. I would have been like, I want that machine.
see Deborah got a Luminaire, and Marina got a Luminaire, and it's some and Taisha got the Solaris, and I'm telling you, it's some folks on here I know got it, and girl, you talking about jealous. I am so jealous. I
Yeah.
am so jealous. But one of these days I will be blessed and lucky enough to do it. But anyway, let me see. I think I have one more question, and well, two more.
Okay.
What other crafting skill do you have?
Let's see other craft skills. Well, I have my Cricut. Um, crafting. Well, I ain't gonna tell you sewing, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you, I tried right here, okay? This is my garbage. I trying so hard to make pouches, and as you can see, I didn't. It is so right, okay. This one, so it's in the garbage, and then I
Hmm.
tried again, and this one didn't come out right either. So I was just telling myself, Jeanette, maybe you
It's
need to
not
just.
garbage. You can fix it.
Uh,
It's
well,
not garbage. You can fix it. Trust me.
uh,
Trust me. All you gotta do is talk to Taisha, because trust and believe me, she will walk you through and tell you how to fix it. Because she does me like that or us
uh,
like that all the time. When we
I'm
come
gonna spend
home,
I'm gonna spend an afternoon with Miss Banks because I got to tell you, I'm like, you know what? I need to stick to embroidery because sewing is my thing, and I use the sewing guide and everything. And you know what was so scary was I got Becky as my Esther this year, and she had me the year before, and she did this for me. She sold this bag, and I was like, oh my God. I love it. Okay. She had my initials in here. She even got Mello's picture in here. I mean, it's beautiful. And when I got her, I said, oh, the pressure. I was like, how am I going to top this? I can't top it. So I did, I did some sewing projects, which, I know, I mean, they came out okay, but they're not gorgeous like this. So I made sure that I had to throw in some embroidery gifts in there too, because I was like, I know my embroidery's on point, but my sewing is like, hmm, it's like an
I see.
8-year-old.
I see Joyce is challenging me. She wants to know if it's possible for me to do a live showing
I
how
would
to
love to see that too.
use my jumbo hoop
That would
and
be
the
cool.
larger designs. The only issue that I have, and it's not an excuse because you can ask some of the ladies that do the sew along with me, I have yet to figure out how to do a two camera.
Cameras, yeah. Mhm.
because I need a camera back here so you can see the machine as well as my camera so you can see everything else and I can see the chat and all that stuff. And I know Streamyard you can do two channel cameras. I just don't have a camera. I thought I did. I thought the camera that I used to do my YouTube would work, but I haven't been able to get it to be recognized on Streamyard. So I don't know.
You have a phone, your iPhone.
Yeah, I have my iPhone.
You could use that. The only thing that I found though is echoing. I got to figure that
Well, see,
out.
that's the thing. You got to have the right camera that where you're not going to have the echoing, where you can talk with because like I'm always using Eve as an example because that's who I start. That's how I learned how to embroider, watching Eve with the baby
I
video.
learned from her too.
And
I
so
love the
she
baby video.
has the two cameras and all that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
and I know she got help. I ain't got no help. But that's how I want it set up where I can flip it over there, flip it back here, and so forth and
Yeah.
so on, because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to do some demos and stuff on my live. I don't just want to always just sit here and talk to you guys, even though I know y'all enjoy watching me, but I want to do demos too. And so
Yeah, it gets
whenever
hard.
yeah, whenever I can figure out how to do the two camera thing, then I will be more than happy to show you guys how how I do it. Um, yeah, I'll be glad to show you how to do it. And it
Yeah.
would be the very night that I screw it up, but yeah, I'll show how to
Yeah, I
do it.
mean, and the same here. I
Yeah.
have challenges with the cameras as well and stuff. You know, I even bought a blogger camera,
Hmm.
but they have it says it has Wi-Fi. It's just that it gets all complicated on how to figure it out and stuff. So sometimes I just say screw it and I just use because it works,
Yeah. And
and I can
you only
zoom
have
in a
so
little
much
better. Yeah,
memory on your phone
right.
too, because when I first started my channel, I started my channel. If anybody watches my very first videos that I did,
Mhm.
they're on my phone. And I was using my phone because they said, "Well, you don't need anything but your phone," and which was true. And I was using my phone. There was two things. One, I didn't like the flip because everything was backwards,
Okay.
and the fact that the memory was running out. It was like, okay, I can't get all this
Yeah.
on here. So I knew I had to get a channel, a camera. And so
Mhm.
that's when I started getting cameras. And so I have a decent webcam, but I have yet to figure out how to get the second camera. So if there's anybody out there that's techie that can help me out, let me know because we can call, talk, FaceTime, whatever you need to do to help me out because I'm open and willing to do that. Even if I have now, when I said buy another camera, I ain't talking about no expensive one. But
Yeah.
even if I have
Well
to
they are pricey too. The cameras are
with
pricey.
yeah, I got a pricey one and I don't want to have to buy another pricey one, but I do
Same.
want to do that. But back to your question, Joyce, I do have videos on my channel that does show you it's not live, but it does show you how I do the split design and the split, how I do it. So watch that until I can do a live, and then once I can figure out how to do a live, then I will be more than happy to do that
Oh.
to share with everybody because like I said, that's something that I've been wanting to do. So the last question that I have for you, Jeanette, is,
Uh-huh.
and this has nothing to do with embroidery or anything. If you could live anywhere else in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh, wow. You know, it's interesting you asking that because I was looking at houses. Because, you know, Fred's retiring in 6 months. I retire in 2 years. And at one time, we were like, hey, are we going to relocate? Because we're going to be retired. So we looked at Texas. I didn't like the homes there. Florida, way too hot. Um, you know, I was like, it has to be, will probably be somewhere up north. But I got to be honest, I honestly think I would love to live out of the country, somewhere like in Europe, and it or it would probably be maybe like McHenry, Maryland, like in a cabin somewhere. I just love the wilderness and
Oh
stuff.
wow.
You know, because I just like trees and all that stuff. I think it's so peaceful and everything. But we decided we're gonna stay here. So I'm, you know, this is it. We're not going anywhere. With the way the economy is going, we're staying put.
I heard
um,
that, girl.
yeah, we're gonna stay put and stuff. But if I ever did have the opportunity, you know, my husband was born in France because
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he's half French, half African American, and his mother's from France, and but I think she's in the countryside of France. I personally have never been there, but from everything that she tells me, it looks beautiful. So, but I would have to go visit first. But if I like it there, I'll be like, hey, Fred, you got dual citizenship, you know? Let's,
Mhm,
why don't we go to France? So I would probably leave the States if I could. Just
mhm,
to be adventurous, just to go do something different. Because all my life I've lived in New York. I've been in New York, Virginia, Maryland, Puerto Rico. Um, I love Puerto Rico. Don't get me wrong, but you know they have their economic challenges, and you know with the hurricanes and stuff like that, the weather. That's why Florida's not for me, because of those weather conditions that they have.
mhm,
Um, but I would really like to probably try Europe. You know,
mhm.
somewhere in Europe, somewhere different. Maybe Norway,
Oh
because I heard
wow.
it's all green. I heard
Oh
it's all
wow.
green over there. You know, so I'd probably go to Norway. That would probably be
Isn't
cool.
Norway cold?
That's okay. I like
I
the
said,
cold. I actually
oh, we
love.
know where it's going.
I love the snow. I do. I actually love it. I'm one of those people that when the snow comes down, I'm excited because it looks beautiful. I just
Mm-hmm.
love watching the snow fall down. I think it's gorgeous. I really do. So I like all the seasons. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
going to Puerto Rico or Florida it ain't gonna work for me because it's like that all the time. I like the change of season. I do.
Yeah. The change during the holidays, I lived in Florida for 3 years.
Uh huh.
And it is okay. My husband wants to go back. I don't. But
We're in Florida.
um near Tampa, right out
Okay.
actually in Clearwater and
Oh, that's nice area.
Clearwater and
Okay.
St. Peter area, Pinella Park
Uh huh.
specifically we live. And but
Isn't
anyway,
Christmas weird there?
that was what I was about to say. It's okay until it comes down to Christmas
Yeah, it
because
just
it's weird. It's
it
no
is.
snow, cold. Now we did go to a Christmas parade on the in the water. The boats were in the water. We were looking. We weren't in the water.
Uh huh.
We were on the bridge. It was beautiful and stuff, and it was cold to me because we're on the water.
Mhm.
But it's not the same because it's no
Mhm.
snow.
Mhm.
It's no snow, and
Nobody's
me.
wearing hats, scarves, gloves.
Well, no, that's not true. I was shocked when I went down there, and it was kind of funny. You go into Costco or Sam's, and on one side
They
of
was
the
selling
aisle, on one side of the aisle, you see swimsuits, flip flops, shorts, and on the other side of the aisle, they got coats and
them.
boots.
Really?
And people wear boots. The ladies wear the tall boots and stuff to work
In
and
Florida?
in Florida, yes, ma'am. Where I worked,
Wow.
they wore them. And I was like, I didn't know that you guys wore boots. She said, yeah, we got to stay in style. So even though it's warm, they wear boots and stuff. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
It's really weird. And yes, they do sell winter type clothes down there,
Ah.
which was interesting to me because when I saw, I thought I cracked up because one side was for the summer and one side
Mhm.
was for the winter down there in Florida. But the my biggest thing about Florida, I didn't like, to be honest about it, was the rain.
Rain. Yeah,
It's
rain.
wet down there. It is
Yeah.
really, really wet down there.
Well, the thing that
And
it is that it's so hot that
yeah.
people always talk about how it's so nice and sunny and stuff. But the thing is, it's so hot that it's so uncomfortable that nobody goes outside. So everybody's always indoors because of the AC. So to me, I'm like, at least here, we do have our days where it's like, hell, I ain't going out there. It's too freaking hot or humid or whatever. But we do have comfortable days too when
Mhm.
there's like in the 80s and stuff where I can actually sit on the deck and enjoy the weather and stuff. But I just think it's just way too hot. And Christmas over there, being in the hot sun and then seeing all the lights and stuff. I mean, they decorate really nice where my mom lives. But it just
Mhm.
felt weird because I spent Christmas there like 2 years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, when I made my mom her quilt.
Mhm.
And it was nice, because everybody decorated their house with Christmas lights and all that kind of stuff and everything. But it just felt really weird be walking around in shorts during Christmas time. I felt like I needed a scarf or a hat or my coat. I was like, "Where's my coat?" So
Well,
it's just weird.
if you were to live down there and
Uh
just
huh.
stay down there for a while, you will be surprised that you do get some change in the temperature.
Yeah,
And
that's what my
yeah, it
mom
is
said.
hot. It's very humid, but it does get cool. It gets cool at
She told
night.
me.
And
Yep.
if you're near any kind of body of water, it literally gets cold.
Ah,
So
see, my mom's not by any body of water and stuff, but she does call me sometimes and says, "Hey, it's kind of cold," and I'm like, "In
it
Florida?"
it it, it does get cold. So
Mhm.
I was glad that I had coats and stuff like that while I was down there. Now I didn't have to wear no big woolly coat or anything like that, but I
Right.
definitely had to wear a nice warm jacket of some kind and a hat
Yeah.
occasionally. And I wore my boots. I took, when I realized that they were wearing boots, I had my boots on too. And they wear Uggs all year long. So the Ugg boots and stuff, that's all year long. So
I can't believe those
yeah.
things are still popular. Everybody loves those Uggs.
Yep, they are what they are. But yeah,
Yep.
those are the questions that I
Oh, hold
wanted
on.
to ask Jeanette, and we are so thankful that you were willing to come on and spend some
Finally, yes.
time with us
I
and
finally.
just share more information. And so, what I wanted to, the last thing that I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
was you briefly mentioned the fact that last year we went to the expo.
Yes.
Now, are you planning on going to the Frederick's Original Sewing and Quilt Expo this
You
year?
know, I got the thing, the flyer in the mail this week. Did you get yours?
Oh yeah, I've been getting them. I've
Okay.
gotten
Well,
them for
I I am
about a
gonna go.
couple of weeks now. Yeah.
I am gonna go. And so, and I was thinking, should I spend the night Friday and stuff? And I was looking at the classes too, and I kind of saw that some of the classes were very similar to the ones we had last year. Like they had Surger, one nine 911 Surger and all that kind of stuff. Because remember last year we did nothing but Surger classes.
Right.
And they were good classes, they had the Juki surgers and stuff,
Right.
and which were nice too. Those were
Right.
nice machines and stuff. But I I'm thinking, I'm still debating, should I go Friday and Saturday, or should I just go on Saturday? Like I did the first year that I went with Miss Banks. We just went the last day just to do shopping and looking around. I don't know if I'm gonna take a class yet because I gotta really go to their website and I'm gonna see. Did you see any classes you like?
I saw some, and I had mentioned that to I think to the sew along class. But uh, what issue I had was you see stuff you want, but they butt heads against everything. I see three a class, and they all at the same time, same day, same time,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
irritating to me. So this is what my plan is. I'm thinking about going Friday and Saturday. I'm not going Thursday like I did last year. I
Hmm.
want to go because I do want us to do the dinner again if possible.
I would
Now,
love that. Yes.
I already know two ladies that are on here tonight have already gotten in touch with me and let me know they already got their
Yes. Oh
hotel.
no, no, no. Definitely. Let's do that. I had so much fun. That was really nice when we went to Olive Garden all together and had dinner. I that was a blast. I definitely would want to do that again
So
for sure.
that's what I'm hoping, and I was hoping that you were gonna go,
Yes.
and so we
Yes.
could have more
No, I
people.
do plan on going. I just don't know like if I'm gonna take a class, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
show
not
up there
taking a
for
class.
sure.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna take a class.
you're not
I'm
gonna
just
take
gonna
one.
walk. Nah, I'm not. Nah. The class that you and I took together last year, I was slightly disappointed, mainly because I felt like there were too many people in the class for the instructors.
It was.
Because
Yeah,
I didn't finish my project, and everybody has a different
because
skill
you were
level.
talking.
No, we were talking.
you you were talking too much. I kept telling you, shh, I can't hear the teacher.
Jeanette said she wasn't gonna sit next to me no more. I ain't sitting next to you no more.
I'ma
You
follow you.
talking too much. You talking just as much as me. I ain't kidding. But
I'ma
anyway,
follow you, Miss Shirley. I'll be like, where's she at? Where's she at?
I
I
I I
do.
I want a class where I know that I'm going to get everything out of it. And when you have to spend a lot of time showing everybody how to do something, which I'm not mad about that because I needed help. And it wasn't enough people to help everybody. So I
And it
didn't
took a lot
finish
of
my
time.
project. Yeah, you
Right.
run out of time. So
Mhm.
I just decided because what I really want to do, there's several things on Thursday, and I'm not going Thursday. And I really didn't look at Friday, but I decided that I was going to go Friday and Saturday because last year I was
Mhm.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. My daughter went, and I really didn't get a chance to go and explore the whole place.
Okay.
And I want to just really explore and see what's there. And especially now since I've done quote unquote some quilting,
Mhm.
I have a little bit more understanding of what I'm looking at with the quilting vendors and what have you.
Mhm.
So I will appreciate that a lot more this year than I did last year. So I want to make sure that I get a chance to go through the whole expo, not saying buying stuff, but I just want to be able to explore it, see what's there, see if there's some bargains that I can get. Because I was very disappointed. I didn't see a lot of bargains.
Now you
And
gonna stay at a hotel?
yes,
Now
yes,
I
because
don't know if I shared with you guys what happened to me. You know, we went on Friday, right? We had our dinner, right?
mm-hmm,
After the dinner, I had a hotel room. Okay, so I went to the hotel and they said, and I said, "Hi, I'm Jeanette Woods, and I'm here, to check in." Someone said they were Jeanette Woods, and they took my room. Yes, they did. Yes, so I was like, "Oh," I said, "but Jeanette Woods." I said, "Did you check the ID?" And the lady was like, "I don't think we did." I said, "Well, they got my room." So I said, "So do you have another room? Give me another room." So she said, "Well, we're kind of sold out." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, then this is the thing." I said, "I had dinner. I did have a couple of drinks. I don't want to be driving. So I'm going to sleep in your parking lot in my car. Is that a problem? So the lady was like, well, we don't allow people to sleep in the parking lot. I said, well, I could sleep on this sofa you have in the, because when you walk in the hotel, they got these little sofas and stuff. So I said, if you give me a pillow and a blanket, I can lay out right here. I have no problem, because you know what? I'll just get up early in the morning. I'll go straight home because I don't really live that far, and then I'll shower and everything when I get home. So I guess they do have rooms in reserve that they're not supposed to like give out or something like that. So they gave me a room, finally, because she saw I was serious. Because I was ready. I sat on that sofa. I said, these sofas are not that bad. They're kind of comfortable. I could lay out right here. So I started to lay. I put my stuff next to it. And I started laying down, and she kind of saw that. She was like, "This lady ain't moving." I was like, "You could tell the fake Jeanette Woods to give up her room because the real Jeanette Woods that has an ID is here." I mean, I was like, "Ain't that something?" So lesson learned. If I
Check
do go
in.
this year, I'm good. First thing I'm gonna do is check in.
Check in. Yes.
Put my
Check
stuff
in.
there and then hang out with y'all.
Exactly. Don't wait to the last minute to check. Yeah, don't do that. You
Yeah.
always check in unless
Yeah,
you ask
but I
them.
thought I was good. I thought I
Yeah,
was good, but I
yeah.
didn't know
We
someone would grab the room.
do that. That they wanted a room and the rooms were all booked up, so they just girl. I wonder who that was.
Yep.
Somebody that knew you.
I know. I wanted, I wanted so bad to say, can you give me the room number? But, I know she wasn't going to give that to me because I would have knocked on that door and I would have said, I want to meet my twin.
Or isn't there a twin? Isn't there another bed up in here?
But
I need this other
it was
bed over here.
hilarious because I showed up there and then I was like, hey, I'm here to check in. She goes, oh, no, you checked in already. I said, how did I check in already? I just got here. And then I was like, I thought she was joking. And she goes, no, for real, don't you have your room key? And I'm like, no. And then she goes, well, we have you as checked in. I said, well, I don't know who you checked in, but it wasn't
Didn't check
me.
in. Oh my goodness, girl.
And then I was like, you're going to have to refund my money. And then I was like, well, that sofa looks comfortable. And I went up to it and I started going like this to it. And I said, this is comfy. I said, I could sleep here. I'm okay. I'll just sleep here then. If because if you're gonna call the cops on me, and because I was like, I could sleep in my car, and stuff. But just want to let you know if there's somebody sleeping in their car.
Now that's dangerous anyway. I wouldn't have been sleeping out in my car.
Well, I would have locked up the car and everything, and
Girl,
I would have parked it right in front of their door, just in case somebody.
That's the only right in
did
that little
something.
driveway area, right there.
Yes, right there, and with my mouth on, they would have heard me. I don't go away. I wasn't gonna be killed quietly.
Girl,
you guys would have saw me on the news.
You didn't tell us that. I had no
somebody
idea.
took my room. I said, ain't that
My
something?
word. Ain't that
Well,
that is
I
That's
said,
a
okay.
mess.
I know. My husband said next time reserve a room under a fake name, and then when you get there, you say this is me.
You should have called me. We'd have made room.
I didn't think of it because remember it was late too.
Yeah,
and I knew everybody was tired, and I was like,
we just would have had them bring a couch. I think it was a couch in there anyway.
I was like,
in our room. Well. I think it was, but yeah.
I was gonna sleep in my car, and I told the lady, I said, well, all right, I'll sleep on the sofa. I mean, you guys don't mind, right? And she was like, well, you're not supposed to, and I'm like, well,
you're not supposed to give my room away.
You gave it away. Why don't you go over there, knock on the door, and check their ID? But she didn't want to do that. Then she looked in there. She goes, well, we have one spare room. And then when I went to check it, man, that room was so raggedy. I was like, really? I was like, okay. But you know what? I was like, but then I was like, okay, Jeanette, stop being bougie. Okay? It's a bed.
It was as long as it was clean. Hopefully, it was
And
clean.
it was clean and all that stuff. It wasn't that bad. So, you know what I mean? But it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't what I ordered, you know?
Right.
So
It
I
wasn't
was
what you
just like,
ordered.
but it's all good.
Did they make you pay?
They gave me a discount.
Oh, good. Because I was
They
just
gave
gonna
me a
say
discount.
they
They
give
did.
you
They
the.
gave me a discount. No, they tried real hard to make it right. They did. In you
Okay,
know.
good,
But so
good. Because
I
I
was
was
just
gonna
like,
say.
but that kind of like pissed me off when they told me, "No, you checked in already." I was like, when?" Like,
Girl, that is
okay.
that now that's a lot. Now I already see what I think I see at least 4 or 5 people so far say they're going. So that's
Oh,
good.
good, good. Then we can all meet up.
Yeah.
We'll do the
So
same thing like last year. We'll pick a spot in
hmm
there where we can all meet up, and then we could pick a place to go eat, just like we did
hmm
last year. Cause last year was perfect.
it turned out perfect and we really had a good time.
We did.
We had an experience at the restaurant.
Yep. And one of the waitresses recognized us.
Exactly, she sure
Yeah.
did.
She
So
was like,
that
"Oh
was,
my
I mean,
God, I watched them."
Jeanette was a celebrity.
She recognized us. She was like, "Oh
Yes, indeed.
my God."
So that
So,
it was a lot of
so it
fun.
was
So I
fun.
hope that
Yeah.
we could get even more people because I forgot. I think we had about 10 or 12 people.
I think so. Yeah. We
Yeah,
had a big table. We had a
we
real
had a
big
big table.
table.
So I think it was
Mhm.
about 10 or 12 of us that was there. So that was
Yeah.
nice. So hopefully we can do the same this year
Oh yeah.
and have a good time. So I wanted to get some confirmation on that.
I
So
am
if
definitely going to
anybody
be there. I just don't know if I'm going to take classes or but whatever you guys want to meet there, just let me know. I'm there.
and we'll plan to do it that Friday night like we did before.
Okay, that sounds good.
After the expo is over with sometime, it closes up at
Well, it
I think
closes
it's
on
5:30.
Saturday. It closes on
No, I'm talking about
Saturday.
for the day. For the day
Oh,
it
okay.
closes up at 5:30. I think I read it closes it's from
Okay.
10 to 5:30 every day except for Saturday. Saturday is from 10 to 5. And
Okay.
so my plan, if all goes well, is to spend Friday and Saturday night because I have to drive from
But let
Maryland.
me check. But let me check also with Miss Banks to
Hmm
see if Friday night's gonna be okay with her. Cause I know, make
Well, I
sure
know
she got somebody to
she's
take
on
her.
here. She was on here.
Yeah,
So
because I remember one year I took her last year, so she got a ride with somebody else.
she
Cause
rode with.
we cannot let Miss Banks out.
I think she rode with Deborah last year, and Deborah just said that she was going. So I think that's
Okay.
what she rode with last year.
Okay.
I might
Well,
be
we'll
mistaken.
make sure. We'll make sure. Cause we
Yeah,
can't leave Miss Banks out. That's for sure. Cause
yeah.
that is
And I
our
know,
mentor right there.
yeah, and I know Leslie is going. So, but I think she rode with Deborah last year. I'm not
She
sure, but
did.
I think
I
that's who
think
she
she did
rode with.
too.
And I'm looking at Deborah said that she's looking forward to the expo again this year and getting together for dinner. So she's planning on going. So hopefully that means that Miss Banks, if she plans to go, will be able to do that.
Becky
And
said it's
Becky said
hard.
it's hard to think that there's another Jeanette in the world.
I know there sure was that night, boy. She took my room.
I
And I'm
sure
gonna
like
tell you something. She got a nice room too. She
to.
got a nice one. She probably went in there and said, "Wow, this is cool."
I wondered, she didn't pay for it.
Well, I
She
don't.
didn't pay for it because she got your room. You had paid for
How?
it.
Well, I know I had to pay, but they gave me a discount.
No, but
So
what I'm saying, they didn't charge her because you had already paid.
but I don't. I don't. Well, I didn't pay for two rooms. I only paid for one.
They gave you some of your money back, right?
Right. But
But
I
what
don't.
I'm saying, she had already gotten in the room and they had already done the transaction, I'm assuming.
I don't know how they did that.
Did you pay when you got ready to leave, or paid when you got there?
I paid when I left.
Oh, okay, well maybe not
Paid
then. They
when
got
I
a butt.
left. So
They got a butt then. Yeah, they got.
yeah, I think she had to pay when she left too, because I put the information in to reserve it, right? So once I reserved it, she said, "I'm going." Miss Banks said she's going. Okay. Um, I had you put the information in to reserve the room, but you don't get charged until you leave.
Get ready to leave. Right,
They give
right.
you the bill and all that kind of stuff. So when I
Yeah,
left, they gave me the bill, and then they deducted. They gave me a nice deduction too. It was like close to like 40% off and stuff like that, because it was a huge inconvenience, because I was ready to sleep in their sofa. Because she was trying to figure out what she could do, and she was calling
and
the
she could, and
manager and all that stuff. She
she
couldn't do
couldn't call it.
anything.
She couldn't call the cops on you because you told her up front what you gonna do.
I mean, and I felt bad for the lady, because she kind of saw I was in a pickle. But I told her, I said, I got two options. I could sleep in my car. I'll just pull up the car right up front by the door, and I'm a nap right in there, or I could just leave my car where it's parked, and you got a sofa right here.
Right, and you couldn't drive home because, like you said, we were drinking, so
We were right, right,
didn't need to be
and
trying to
the
drive.
restaurant was right around the corner from the hotel. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it was very, very short, but I wasn't gonna drive all that. No,
All the way back home. No,
mm-mm,
that would
no,
not have been a good thing on the highway. Mm-mm.
no. Or I would
That
have
would
drove right back to the expo and slept in the parking lot over there. I would have did
no,
something, but I
no,
was like,
and security would have got your butt then. So
I know. And then you guys would have been laughing and go, look at that! Isn't that Boricua Sewing Craft on the news? She in handcuffs. Could you see me in front of Judge Judy?
look the mug shot.
I know the mugshot. You know me. I would have been smiling.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, you guys are getting a taste of what we did at the at the dinner. At
We
the
had
dinner,
fun. We did.
we
We had
had
fun.
fun.
That's why we have
Telling
to
you.
do it again.
And so, those of you that can and want to, please plan to come. Because, first of all, we would love to meet you. We would love to meet the people. And I'm talking about the folks that watch me. I'm talking about the folks that watch Jeanette and everybody that watch everybody. We would love to meet you, first of all. That's first and foremost. And we really want to enjoy you guys and have a good time. So if you can come, if you can make it, please plan. It is Fredericksburg, Virginia. It is called the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. It's going to be September the 26th, 7th, and 8th, if I'm not mistaken. That's that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They do have a something other that Wednesday, but the main thing is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Hopefully, it'll be a lot better this year than it was last year, because those that went the year before said it was kind of
The same.
low brow.
And it was kind of the same, too. That's the
Yes.
one thing that I did notice, too. It's like you see the same vendors kind of like in the same spot. Because the first year I went with Miss Banks, I was kind of like, ooh, wow, this is like cool, right? Then
Hmm.
when I went last year, which was my second time, I saw this kind of like the same vendors on the same spot. So I was kind of like, I would have been refreshing to see more, you know?
Yeah. And hopefully it will, because like I said, I didn't get a chance to, walk around as much as I want to. I saw a little, and my thing was, I was really looking for some Christmas material for our Christmas skirt. That's what I was doing.
Oh, are you gonna do the Christmas skirt sew along this year?
We're gonna do sew along, but I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna say let's do that skirt again, because what what we do, like, starting on the 7th, we will start our next, because we're on hiatus for now. We usually take a 2-week hiatus,
Okay.
and starting on the 7th, we're going to do rope baskets. So we're only thinking it's only going to take a couple of weeks to do the rope basket. Then we'll have to think of what the next thing is. And we did talk about, a few of us did talk about what we wanted the next one to do, and we'll have to do, talk about that. But what I try to do, everybody that is part of the So Long group, and it's about 9 or 10 of us that come regularly.
Okay.
We pretty much vote on what we want to do.
Oh, that's cool.
We come up with, throw stuff out in the air, and yeah, you want to do that, yeah, now let's do, and we kind of decide as a team, a group, what we want to do, and then we estimate how long it's going to take us to do it. We have no rules, we have no expectation, there's no pressure. You do your thing.
Ooh,
And
I felt the pressure for my Esther gift. Ooh, I felt that pressure. When I saw that I got Becky, I said, ooh. And I ain't gonna lie. I felt like calling Miss Banks and saying, I'll pay you to sew something for me. And I told Becky it's from me. But I said, I can't do that. I can't do that, because then what if she shows it off and everybody goes, Jeanette, that's nice. How did you do that? Then I would be in trouble, because then y'all would be like, let's do a live of you doing it. I'd be like, oh my God, how am I gonna fake that? I am telling you, man. Woo! Man, I sweat when I got her name. I said, oh my God. I said I had a hot flash coming on. I said, oh, I said, oh God. I said the
well,
pressure.
what you gonna get if you get Taisha?
Oh, man.
I don't know what I would do if I was to get Taisha. I tell you that.
You know
I'm like
what?
you. I would
You
get
know
her to
what?
make it and
I
then
know what
give
I
it
would
back to
do.
her.
I know exactly. I will go to the sewing shop in my neighborhood, and I would beg one of those ladies, can you sit next to me and help me sew this? Because I
Just
can't sew straight.
come up with a gift of some kind that does not require sewing.
Look, did you see what she got me for my birthday? Let me show you. I have it right here.
Cause see, you don't like doing in the hoop projects.
I
You need to
know.
start doing in the hoop project.
This is from Miss Banks.
Mm-hmm. That's gorgeous.
Gorgeous that is. And then she gave me 2 pot holders.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, you look at this and it is excellent
Perfect.
stitching.
Perfect.
Perfect. Give me something to do like this. The fabric be all zigzaggy.
It's in the hoop, Jeanette. She did that in the hoop.
I've done in the hoop. They don't come out right. Ask my sister. We did one together, and she was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You drinking?" She said,
Now
"You sure that's water?"
that's terrible. See, that's the problem. You had Patron in there. You did not have no water. See, Jeanette takes a flask with her when we go to the expo.
I do. You you guys should have saw Miss Shirley's face when I took it out. I told her, you have to take it with you, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you something. These restaurants today are really cheap. Okay, when you order a drink, they don't put good tequila in there and stuff like that. So you gotta carry your own tequila. And when nobody's looking, just put a little splash in there. You be all right.
I took a flask with me too, but I didn't use mine. Matter of fact,
Oh, when I
it
took
still
mine out,
got
Miss Shirley
alcohol
fell
in
on
it.
the floor. Miss Shirley fell on the floor. She said, "What the hell are you doing?" She was like, "Oh my God, this girl." And then I just looked at Miss Shirley and I said, "Oh, come on. You know you want some. You want some."
Oh my goodness, great! These ladies are saying that we cracking them up, Jeanette. They sitting up there saying, "Hi, Pearl." I didn't say hi to you, and then I got. she, oh my goodness! They say
But
we
Miss
are
Shirley
cracking.
ain't lied. She ain't lied. I do carry one with me in my bag. And you know what's funny? When I forget it, my husband get mad too, because when he orders his drinks, they're never strong enough. And he always says, "You got the stuff with you?" I told him, I said, "I feel like a drug dealer." He always said, the way he talks to me, "Hey, you got the stuff? You got the stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got the tequila."
Do you see what Emma says? She thinks you should do more guest appearances. I don't
You
know how.
guys, you guys know I'm raw. Even when
Yes,
I'm sewing and I make a mistake, I go, "Oops, don't do what I just did."
Deborah says we're cracking her up. I don't know.
She
This
must
is
have she must have saw when I pulled out the tequila too at Olive Garden.
She probably did see it. I'm not sure if she did or not because she was, we were down on the other end. So Joyce and oh, she's not on here tonight. I don't see Betty. But anyway, uh, we got a couple of ladies that weren't there last year that told me that they're coming this year. So we're gonna have
Oh,
some mixed.
good.
You get a chance. You've seen a preview. You've seen
You
a
know what?
preview
I
of
might
our
have to
dinner.
bring two flasks with me
Oh no.
and fill them up. And then when we order our drinks, I'll just put them in the middle of the table because you know they don't make those drinks right.
Well, that part is true. That
They don't
part
make
is
those
true. They
drinks
are
right.
very stingy with the drinks, with the alcohol. That part we all know is true. But yeah, that is so the one it appears like this is a hit. The ladies are enjoying themselves. They're glad that you came on. I'm very glad that you came on
I'm
because
glad too. We
we talked
finally
about
did
this
this.
last year.
Yes, we finally did it.
And we
We
finally
finally
did
did
it.
it.
So I'm glad that we did. I'm having a lot of fun. They're having a lot of fun. We did talk, get some information out. We learned a lot more about you, Jeanette, which is good. Because some of the things I did not know, I knew a lot, but I didn't know everything. So that's good to know. And I mean, I can come on yours too one time.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
that'll be fun. We can just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
have
share.
I'm gonna have my coworker this
Uh-huh.
Friday come
Uh-huh.
on because she does cups, but she does proxy cups. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But it's a whole
Oh,
other way of proxy or something like that. I know it's
it's
PROXY or
it's
something like that.
yeah, it's EPOXY epoxy.
Yeah, that's it. And she does those, and she works with me at work and stuff. So I hope she don't be telling y'all about stuff that I be doing at work, 'cause she be cracking up some of the stuff that I be doing, especially when I have to brief.
Girl,
She be
I can
cracking up.
I can imagine what you be doing at work. I can just imagine what you be doing.
Hey, you know what? You gotta have a good time, okay? Especially when you spend 8 hours a day with some of these folks. It's like I even
Mhm.
tell, especially the cranky ones, I go, "Whew, I gotta get paid to hang out with you, cause
No, y'all can't. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. That's why
yep."
I am retired.
2 years.
2 more years. I don't.
Two
Well,
more
see,
years.
you're blessed to be able to.
2026.
You're blessed to be able to do it and still be young. So that's truly a
Yep,
blessing.
2026. I'll be
That,
retired at 58, hopefully. Yeah,
no,
in
that's a
2026.
blessing. That
I'll
is
be
truly
done.
a blessing.
Yeah.
So you do work for the government, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and you've been working for the government for many years.
Yeah. I want to retire at 30.
Oh, okay. You
After
go, girl.
30. Yeah, I'll have 30 years in and stuff. And I'm not doing any more. I know the exact date that I'm retiring. So I already told them, I said, don't ask me about laws, regulations, policies, nothing. On that date, my brain has gone to mush. You can ask me about sewing and embroidery, but you can't ask me about anything else. I know
Only
nothing.
thing you the only thing you can ask me about is what time is it and when do you leave?
Exactly. You know what? I might call out sick my last day. What the heck?
No, you gotta be there for your retirement party.
Oh yeah, that I'll show up for.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta
oh,
be there for your
I feel
retirement.
better today. I
Yeah.
feel better today. Yeah, I will be done. I'll
Well,
be
I
done. And my husband will be retiring in 6 months, so he'll have 40 years.
is he government too?
Yeah, he was military for 21 years, and then he did 19 years civil service. Yeah,
What branch?
Air Force.
Oh, okay,
He's
Air Force.
retired Air Force. Yeah.
Okay, my
hmm
oldest son is retired Marine.
I love working with the Marines.
Yeah,
I've worked with
retired.
all the branches. The Marines are my best. I loved it because they're small and they are on it. They know their stuff. They are serious.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Marines. The Marines, then I love the Army. And I'm with the Army now and I love them. I
Well,
love
that's
them. Yeah. I am very
good,
happy where I'm at.
good, good,
Yeah.
good, good. And you're still
I'll last there for 2 years. 2 years I'm good.
you're still commuting, right?
Yeah, I only go in 2 days a week, 3 days
Oh,
telework. Yeah,
okay.
3 days telework. Unless I'm briefing, or if I'm briefing or something hot is going on at the job, then
Mm-hmm.
I have to, I'll go in person. But other
Mm-hmm.
than that, it's mostly, um, I get to telework 3 days a week. But I will tell you, I do brief a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
because I'm always briefing, sometimes, my telework day. hmm, I don't get it. I have to go in. But it's okay. I love what I do, so I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I'm good with it. You know.
But that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
2 more years of this crap and I'm done.
Woo,
Then give me
child.
my check. That's all I
That,
want. Give me my
that's how
pension check.
that's how I felt. Trust and believe me.
You were a
Trust and believe.
nurse, right?
My last day was October 31st, 2020.
And you were a registered
Halloween.
nurse, right?
No, 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 no. No, girl, please. I quit nursing years ago.
You did? Okay. I thought you
I
retired from nursing.
No, I did not retire from nursing. I switched from nursing and became a pharmaceutical rep. So I did pharmaceutical sales for 20 years. And then I early retired because they were downsizing. Then I did other healthcare sales for 10 more
Did they
years, I
offer
guess.
you an early out? Did they give you like an
Yeah,
early out?
yeah, yeah.
See, I keep asking the federal government, are you doing an early out? Because I tell you, if they do an early out, I will push everybody out of the way. I'll be the first one on that table to sign up. I told them, I said, nice Jeanette is gone. I am first on that table. I'm putting my name down. I'll be like, an early out, no penalty on your
hmm
pension to get out now. I'm gone.
hmm
I'm good.
Yeah.
But they're
I
not
mean,
offering it. They're not offering
right,
it now.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm like, oh,
who knows what's gonna happen? And I ain't getting into politics, but who knows? You might get early out.
shoot. That get out of my way. I'm on my I'll be at that table in no time. Get out of my way. You ain't even gotta say it twice. So I could stay home full time and just do embroidery. I would love it.
Yeah. So I nursing. I did a lot of different kind of nursing, but my love, in all honesty, was working as a pharmaceutical sales rep. That was my heart. That's my love. That was my calling.
But
And I was
nursing is hard work.
it's very hard physical work. And the thing about it, I could merge my nursing experience and education
hmm
with the pharmaceutical. That's one reason why I got the job, because I was a nurse and it was easy for me to be able to fit the two together because I'm working with doctors and nurses and everybody every day anyway. I'm just not in the hospital and doing all that hands-on grunt work and stuff. I'm actually, having a conversation with doctors and all of that. I had a good girlfriend. I have a good girlfriend. She and
Mhm.
I worked together on the floor in the hospital in the bone marrow step down unit when I left. And I told her, I said, when I'm working overtime, I'm drinking champagne and eating lobster, honey.
You
That's
gotta
my
treat
overtime.
yourself.
That's my overtime. Because we had a lot of dinners and stuff that we had to go to after hours and stuff. And so that is your overtime. But, I can do that kind of overtime. That didn't bother me, not one little bit. Because a lot of time I wouldn't get home until midnight because of the dinner and all of that kind of stuff like that. But who wouldn't want to do that versus run them down them halls in the hospital and doing all that kind of work? So I was cool. I was cool.
Because I know when my
Jackie?
when my dad was ill, I saw how those nurses work, and I was like, oh my god. And then I
Yeah.
started googling the salaries, and I said, oh, they're so underpaid. They need more money because you guys do all the work. The nurses did all the work. All I saw was the doctor would come in and he all right, whatever, and very little time with the patient. The person that actually spends all the time with the patient are the nurses.
And
And
back in my day was different than the nursing is now because we didn't have everything on computers. We had to
oh,
chart and write and run up
and you have
behind
to
the
be
doctor,
careful. Yeah,
very careful with the medication and everything. And you had to go in with the doctors when they go and see the patients, but you have to remember everything. Write it down if you
uh,
can. And when I was doing it, I made rounds with the doctor because I worked on the cancer floor most of the time in my hospital nursing. And the doctors would be in and out so fast, like you said, that the patient didn't get a chance to ask questions. So they would tell me what they want. So I would have to make sure when I got to the nursing station and the doctor's sitting there writing his notes and stuff, I'm telling him what every patient's question, concerns, everything,
right,
whatever, whatever. So all of this is on my shoulder to
right,
make sure that the patient gets what they want and what they need. But who getting the money?
yeah.
Who's getting the money? And I mean, you do that kind of stuff over and over and over, day in and day out, day in and day out. It wears on your body. It
It
wears
does.
on
It
your
it
mind.
becomes one of those
Everything.
thankless jobs.
And yeah, it can be. I mean, you do get a lot of gratification in
But I
knowing that
but
you.
I bet you a lot of the gratification came from the patients.
Oh yes, that's where they come from. It
Yeah,
comes from the patient. You get the gratification from the patients when you see them coming in
right.
so sick and then they get better,
Mhm.
then that's your gratification. You get gratification from the
Right.
patients' families and stuff like that. That's where the gratification comes from. Very seldom would you get the gratification from the doctors because it's your job, you know.
Right.
It's your job.
Yeah.
I don't have to thank you. Now, some doctors were nice and they did thank you and appreciate you and you loved
Yeah.
working with them. I had doctors that I really loved working with and they were good. But then you had those that were not so nice. And it just got to the point where I realized that I had gone and gotten a degree in biology. Then I went
Mhm.
back to school and got a degree in nursing. I said, I have two bachelor's degree and I'm making pennies and I'm working my tail off. Something's wrong with this picture.
Yeah.
So I was blessed to get out of it, get in pharmaceutical sales, start making good money and having a much better
Good
life
for
and
you.
all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how it went for me. So no, baby, I did not retire from nursing.
Oh, that's what you did. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
but but anyway, it's getting up here in hours and stuff, and we got a lot of people that's hanging out with us still.
Okay.
But
Well, you know
I,
me. I could talk for hours.
girl, child, tell me about it. And who was that? That was Emma. Emma said something that I don't see it anymore. Uh, something she said. I'm missing it. But anyway,
Emma, she said, sounds like a party to celebrate your retirement.
yeah, she said something before then, and I
She
don't know
did. Let me
where.
see.
Yeah, what did she say? Oh, I did say it about you being a guest on here all the time. That was what it was.
I'll do it again with you.
And
This was fun.
yes, somebody, Deborah Browning, thank you for stopping by. Jackie, you wanted to know where is the expo? It is in Fredericksburg, Virginia,
Hmm.
and it's going to be September the 26th, 7th, and 8th. That's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So if you're able to come, you want to come, you're gonna come, let us know. And I'll talk about it off and on coming up to that, which like I did last time. But registration, I don't think registration has actually started, but
I
they
don't
are
think it has
asking,
either.
yeah, but they are asking people or advising people to get their rooms because the rooms go fast,
They do.
especially the ones that are close to the convention center.
And I'm
They
going to
go
use a
fast.
fake name this year.
And they're running, the rooms are running around $200 a night, the ones that are close to the convention center. So just keep that in mind. If you come with somebody now, Jeanette, she see, I ain't got Jeanette's money, I put it that way. I'm looking for economy but nice, but just keep that in mind. Do the, look and see what you want. But they do have Hamptons and Hiltons and
And other
Hyatts and
hotels there.
yeah. But these are the ones that are close to the convention centers, and those are the ones that are running a couple $100 a night. And then they have some that's, a little less and a little less, but a little further away. But the thing is, get your room as soon as possible if you're going, because a lot of people do go and those rooms run out, as you know, because Jeanette was going to sleep in her car.
Yes, I was. And a sofa, too. I
So
was going
they
to sleep
do
on a sofa.
they do run out. So if you're gonna go, be wise, check that out. And then if you just Google um, original sewing and quilting expo, then you can request more information to be sent to you about it. And then you can get and find out what classes they're going to have and all that kind of stuff. And then it is time to register for the classes because they run out too.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, they fill up quick.
They fill up real quick. So if you
They
if you're
do.
wanting to take a class of any kind, now's the time to book your room and select your class. So those are the two main things if you're interested in going, even though it is, well, I might as well say August. It's time to get it done, because if you wait another week or two, you probably won't get what you want because they do go pretty
Yeah, they
fast.
go fast.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. So I am going to go ahead and close the night out. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed Danielle. Okay.
Danielle.
Danielle,
Oh, she's at Virginia Beach.
yeah, she
Got
just got
back in
on
the
here.
room. Danielle, I know you're going to be at the Sew and Quilt show.
Hmm.
I remember the first year
Danielle and
she
Deborah
went.
and Leslie and
She got
hopefully
her table. She got her sewing table the first year, Miss
uh-huh.
Shirley,
Yeah, I know. I
at
know.
50% off.
Yeah. Well, Danielle is
Right.
part of my sew along. So we see each other almost every week. Good night, Joyce. Good night. So I'm gonna say, and Danielle, you just gonna have to watch the replay because we getting ready to get out of here, girl.
Oh, she said she's going. Awesome.
Okay. So
All right, Miss
take
Shirley. Well, thanks
care
for having me on.
and
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for coming by. And you guys have a blessed the rest of your week. And I will talk to you guys next week if it's the Lord's will. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.